starting off high.
We can get
I
a two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
There was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
no, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live at Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
Trust human to raise back wolves.
before I would trust a pack of humans to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another episode of Do Fools Agree. I'm your host, Michael Reggie, as always, here with my man, Clifford Jordan Jennings. And we got a full house tonight. What's going on, Cliff?
Another day, another dime.
Another dollar?
Another
just
dime
dime.
for me.
Just a dime. I hear you. Well, I'll take the dollars. I'm the white guy, so.
Cut me in on that privilege.
I need it. I want every penny. I want every cent.
That's right.
Like, subscribe.
All that stuff. All right, man. So anybody that's been following the podcast for a minute should know who we've got in the building. We have
Familiar faces,
multi-time guests. I don't even want to introduce them.
I'll leave it to you.
Introduce me as Hollywood Malcolm King, here live and in action, not through the comments tonight, back on Do Fools Agree, as the premier guest, along with my man right here. You know,
Okay.
You know how we do.
6 though.
You know,
Okay.
You know.
Hey, I'm coming back on the podcast. Last time y'all seen me, I was promoting my tattoo shit, and I'm still doing tattoos from right now.
I know that's right.
I'll give y'all the shop information, everything y'all need to know. Just y'all already know. Just
And
click
you're
that
gonna
like.
you're gonna have.
Hey, if y'all want some, if y'all want some deals and everything, click the link.
Like,
Show my
subscribe,
man
share.
some love. Show
You
my
know?
man some love.
I know that's
Show
right.
my man some love.
All that.
And both of you need to move the mics a little closer if you can. Those mics are not great.
They ain't picking up right.
Nah.
got
It
me.
may just be the mics. I might have to swap the mics out, but
Look, I got mine here.
right now that's all I got.
Is there a
So
way I can
you should be able to just pull it towards you
Yeah.
a bit. Those are both on clamps.
Like this.
That's better.
Ooh, okay.
Live and in action.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Okay.
There we go. All right, we should
Bang.
be better.
I don't even know.
All right,
if I
good
got
shit.
these Headphones on.
Well, I mean, because you want to hear shit like this.
Shit. Here we go again.
Listen, I've been going. Ain't no again. I never stopped the first time.
Or my favorite one. My favorite one, we debuted it on, what was it, Hit the Showers last week, but
The Mighty Red Raiders. Oh yeah, poo poo, fucking Baylor.
Oh, yeah,
fuck
poo
you.
poo.
And fuck me. And
Oh,
fuck
right,
everybody.
yeah.
That's fucking
Mighty
bullshit.
Red Raiders.
Just for the sound effect.
the Mighty Red Raiders,
Let me-
fuck you and
let
fuck
me
me
just
and
hear-
fuck everybody.
Just for the sound effect. Just for that
I
reason.
want to hear some.
I only got 3
You
headphones
can
set
have
up.
my. Oh no, mine won't reach.
You
You
know
gotta
what?
lie.
Hold on, like technically,
Nah, you
Chris
good.
can have mine. I brought mine. I don't know if Mike can hook mine up though, but I do have mine. I have
No,
mine.
look.
My bad.
See, this is
Motherfuckers
all the
is
shit we should have
prepared.
been doing instead of
Right, this is
talking.
free.
This should have been all pre-show.
You know what, Chris? Here, I got an idea. I know what I could do. I got mine.
Oh, man. Anyway, so, Cliff. Got any, what's going on, man? You got any inadvertent thoughts to get us
You
going
know
tonight?
what? It was a rough week. I didn't come up with any inadverts, but what I did do is I watched I watched this video, and apparently they have midget boxing. Yeah, apparently they have like a midget boxing like federation or league or whatever you want to call it.
Goodness gracious.
I watched it, and the champ was fighting. Well, I'm sorry.
I think they prefer little people. Is that right?
I didn't. Yeah.
Dwarfs is the problem.
Well, it was. Listen,
My
it
girl
was
5 foot.
That's not.
I don't care.
Forward,
Let me tell you something. I love midgets.
I've been with a dwarf.
I can see that.
I've been with a 4'9", 95er.
Not too far off from you, so that
Listen, but you get tossed like a dart.
Did I hurt you?
You overshot the target. I'm sorry.
I'm a little banged up.
Oh shit! But the midget boxing, I was watching it, and this is just—it's not even an inadvertent thought. I just felt dummy ignorant because I'm watching this shit, and it was a good fight for them to be midgets. It was a good fight, you know, because usually when you see midgets fighting, they just go in there and swing, and,
right?
And like, nah, these motherfuckers was doing head movement and ducking and all that. So I was kind of surprised. But what got me is they had full-size ring girls.
Oh, so
I was laughing so like I don't know what my mind thought I was gonna see. Like I don't know if I thought
you think those ring girls go home with those dudes?
Listen, they got full-size dicks. I heard.
What?
Whoa!
I heard midgets got full-size dicks. You can get a. How you think the
I haven't done my research.
The TLC show went? Didn't that wasn't that a midget and a tall girl?
Right.
Hold up, wait.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
And they had regular kids.
I could.
Oh yeah. You're right.
Right.
You're right.
Right. I've seen porn.
That doesn't mean.
I know you have. I know you.
That's why they get called tripods, right?
Listen. I can do a smooth criminal lean if I wanted.
Is that your dark web? That the dark pages you was talking about previously?
Right.
Right. Listen, those was suggestions. I didn't click on.
Lord knows those look like.
And let's be honest, if I'm clicking on little people porn, I want the lady to be the little person. I don't want the guy.
Of course.
Who wants a little nigga?
Right.
So you want to see a pit bull and a chihuahua go at it?
I want to see a little chick that
if
don't
I'm
have to get on their knees.
Little people.
I can't.
Y'all are too much.
Oh, here we go again.
Are we supposed to make this uncensored? Hey, let me tell you something. I have nothing against little people. But let me tell you something.
The disclaimer, though.
Hey, listen. My girl is 5 foot. If you anything below 5 or something, call it. Slide out. I'm just kidding, cause she going.
Why are you getting yourself in trouble, man?
I am getting in trouble, but no. Hey. My girl go look at this and laugh. Cause she know I ain't. She know.
That's what you think.
But at the same time, nah. My girl knows that I love little people. My girl knows that I love little people.
She's already fully.
I love little people. I don't gotta do that much work.
Or more. Depending on how that go. I mean, or more.
No.
Cause I could, or less.
Shut up.
I bet a midget girl's ride game is crazy because their legs, they don't have to be on their knees.
I can't.
Right. They standing up. They squatting. They just here.
It's like skiing.
They just bop. They just
like shitting on a toilet, public bathroom. Like
that ain't
that
ain't the subject.
Thighs be tight as shit. Midgets got the best thighs. Now I don't know what goes on with your calf. I don't know what goes on with your calf ankle region, but your thighs are just.
Y'all are damn.
Where was I going with my inadvertent?
I don't know.
The midget. I'm sorry.
There's something about little people boxing.
Who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him?
Wait. No, like all jokes aside, I did see something called street beefs. and it's a whole nother thing.
Uh-huh.
But here's the thing: I do respect them for the simple fact that you know what, you don't really see too many boxers. Okay, we love boxing.
Right.
We love boxing. The one thing that I can fucking literally love these niggas for is because they literally let people in wheelchairs box. They
Oh,
just
yeah, I
slugged
saw
it
that.
out. They just slugged it
I
out.
saw that. It's like toe to
But
toe.
here's the thing, and I was telling my cousin this. I'm like, I hate seeing and I don't mean this in a bad way. I don't mean this in a bad way. I can't stand seeing fucked up people.
Yeah.
Well, what
It hurts me. It hurts me.
People
It hurts me. I wish
Right.
they was cool.
Right,
But
right.
here's the thing, though. They let them, bro. Street beefs. Bro.
Yeah, I saw
They
it.
they
It's like toe to toe.
they talk shit about them all the time, but they let
Let them be
people in
normal.
wheelchairs
Be
fight,
regular.
and they
Right.
just.
Right.
give
Like
it-
they take
they had
the chair.
the-
It's like toe to toe, like where you both put your foot in a tire and you fight until one of you picks your foot out. Kind of.
Exactly, and it's
But-
good that they did that for.
But what they do is they roll
That's a
them
little much.
into
That's
each
just
other.
wrong.
They roll them into each other like so it's close quarters.
And tie their wheels
Right,
together.
Mike, go get
That's
this. Didn't
fucked
they
up.
already have this in South Park?
Right?
What?
Absolutely.
I know you probably never really gotten this. I don't know if you
Yeah,
really got
no.
in South Park like that.
Cliff was
when
not
I
a
watched
South
it as a
Park
kid, they had that in South Park.
Yeah.
Where they would.
Disabled fighting or whatever.
Basically bum fights,
it's
but with
not-
disabled.
yeah.
Listen, if I was disabled,
Handy
I would
capable.
want to be able to fight too.
I know exactly.
It's
Bro,
not
give me
funny,
a-
it's
Hold on,
just-
that's what I'm saying. That's the whole point that I'm saying.
Oh, Lord.
is that they gave them that
The
chance
opportunity, right?
to let
to
them
be
feel
normal.
good.
Right.
But hold up. In the comments, they was bashing that shit. They was
Nah.
like, why would you let crippled people fight? Da, da, da.
They
Shut
wanted
up.
to, too.
They wanted to. Exactly. Bro, they wanted
They got
that.
aggression too.
They-
They got anger too. They got-
No, I'm talking about
Let them
anger and
live.
aggression. Let them live.
Right.
Let them live. Let
I
them do
agree.
what they need to do.
I agree
Right.
Let them do what they
100%.
need to do.
I don't want to see anyone get hurt any further.
Nah, but
Hey, but
gotta
at the same time, I'm not
You know
gonna
what I
cap.
mean?
When it comes to violence, violence is that. It's inevitable.
Right.
You know?
But but another thing you got to think of is with wheelchairs is yes they're fighting, but
There's no power behind it.
Right, that's
You've
what
got
I
no
mean.
hips,
No.
you have no legs.
Well, no,
No.
no. What I'm saying is,
I
Chris,
seen them motherfuckers.
right, but they
I
have.
hear you,
They have
but-
no leverage. They have
Right.
no
They don't.
pivot.
They
They
really
have
don't.
no
They have no
follow
hit.
through.
Your
when it
power
comes
comes
to-
from your hips.
Right.
So
True,
is it even
true.
effective fighting then?
No,
It is effective
I
fighting
mean,
because
it's
no,
interesting.
the reason
It's
why I
interesting to
looked in
watch.
all the comments. The reason why it was so effective is because the stamina.
Okay.
They're sitting
bet.
there
I
just
can see
throwing
that.
blows,
It's not as
throwing blows.
Right.
They're in their wheelchair.
There's not-
enduring. It's not as enduring.
But that brings up
Because
a good
that
question.
snap, again, the snap and that knockout power doesn't come from arms and from your
Right.
biceps and your shoulders. It comes from your hips.
legs and your
Right.
hips, right?
It does.
That's
it
why Mike does
does.
his deadlift.
It does.
Right,
It
exactly.
does. But at the same time, the comments that I've seen is that all I seen was these two fighters or their stamina is so high. Like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, yes, they don't have to.
Well,
run
no,
as
because
much.
you're not moving
They don't-
around.
That's
Like-
But at the same time, but
You
hey,
take
you gotta
your legs
think.
away.
But you gotta
Do you
think.
have more?
But you gotta
stamina
think.
then?
Not having your legs, you have to keep.
No, I hear you. I hear you. In terms
have
of
to
core
keep-
and
But you
arms.
still have to
and-
do
You have
that.
to
to
keep
keep your
breathing
legs.
properly.
And that's why they said the stamina was so good. But here's the point that I'm trying to make. A lot of people was trying to bash them for what they was doing from having a wheelchair fight. Bro, who cares? Like, why are you trying
No,
to...
absolutely.
They are living them dreams
If
that they wanted
that's
to.
what they want to do and they're not being exploited
give them
for
that,
it,
give them that option to
then
do
I'm
that.
fine with it.
Right, right.
Now, if you're dangling it in front of two poor people in wheelchairs and putting $50,000 in front of
Right,
their face,
no, that's crazy.
That's not good.
Right,
But if
that's
it's to your point, like
it's
if
like
it's a
bum fights,
fair
roller
thing and they
derby.
want to do it,
Exactly.
go for it. I mean,
It was
Shit.
kind of off a subject thing.
Nah, it wasn't off a subject. That was right.
I mean, it
on
was
par
right up there with
what-
midget
what
boxing.
I-
So
what I- it was.
Oh, yeah.
It was, and they're both equally interesting. If I'm being honest, not all little people boxing, because I think that. Okay, so let me put it like this: I've
You
seen.
know they got midget throwing contests?
Midget throwing contest. I thought that was only in Wolf of Wall Street. Have you seen that?
Uh-huh.
You have to toss me.
Right.
Yeah,
He's like, toss that little. He was darting him. Wow.
Oh, see, I was going Lord of the Rings where
okay.
where
The
dwarf turns to Aragorn and he's like, "You have to toss me."
Right.
Don't tell the elf.
I know exactly what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, maybe
They've
they've been tossing little people for years.
Right.
Foul.
I mean, what have you been doing? How do you
so
spend
foul.
your Saturdays?
Right.
You fucking young people these days.
Hey,
You don't just go around tossing dwarfs. Why do you think I used to toss Cliff around in the backyard fucking pro wrestling?
Hey, Mike was punting. Mike was practicing field goals.
Now, speaking of backyard wrestling, Shaq getting knocked out on AEW
man.
and that jackknife powerbomb that he threw. So I'm with you. Shaq getting put through the table looked fake as shit, and they checked each other afterwards. He did.
The follow through.
The bump was not great,
When he
and
tapped on
then
him and he said,
now,
okay.
but that's not why I sent y'all the fucking link. The reason I sent the link, did you see him drop that power bomb
I
on
missed that. I didn't
fucking
see
Cody
that.
Rhodes?
I can see
He
it,
looked
though.
like fucking
I can
Kevin
see
Nash
it.
because he
Look.
threw him between his legs and he went. And then he picked his ass up
He
and just
dieseled for a
boom.
reason.
He dieseled him.
Diesel for a reason. I can see that. Shaq just too clumsy. That's why he could.
I mean, he's super clumsy. I mean,
couldn't be no
the match wasn't great, but
He could be
I
a
was happy to
wrestler.
see.
He could be, but he's too clumsy.
Well,
I mean,
listen,
if Brock can
Yeah,
move on
oh
from
my God.
UFC
Not
and go
even
to
Brock.
wrestling.
Oh, wait,
So,
time out. Nah, Shaq ain't be no damn wrestler, bro.
He's wrestling right now in AEW.
Let me tell you something.
You think the Big Show got more
Hold
rhythm
up.
than Shaq?
Right.
Hold up.
Big Show lost weight though.
Hold up, wait.
But you
Oh,
still think he got more rhythm than
Pro
Shaq?
wrestling. Pro wrestling, yeah.
Better free throws though.
I'll take
He
that.
probably got better free
throws.
He probably got better free throws than Shaq.
Nah, he was on what is it, AEW, which I think is
Snoop Dogg
all
did the same
elite.
thing. Snoop Dogg did the same thing.
Yeah.
And the infamous Dennis Rodman we talked about.
But we
that.
all
Yeah,
know Snoop
true.
Dogg ain't power bomb.
It was Dennis and Karl Malone.
Yeah. Yep.
Karl Malone
Yeah.
partnering up with DDP.
Yep.
Oh, I
Dennis
do remember
Rodman
that.
with Hollywood.
That's when
I
he
do
skipped out.
remember
That's when he
that.
I ain't gonna
That's
lie,
when he
bro. I
skipped out
want
on
to
the
get in some
Bulls.
logic.
That's when he skipped
Dennis
out on the
Rodman
Bulls.
was with
The Bulls.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Rodman
partnered up.
because he was part of the NWO, which
That's
makes
what I was
sense.
saying.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan was?
Hulk Hogan was the original NWO
Yeah.
member.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no,
Oh, yeah,
Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, when they
and Hulk
invaded
Hogan.
WCW,
Yeah.
their secret third guy that they talked about for 6 months ended up being Hogan.
I do remember that.
And
They
that's when
wanted
he
it to
told
be-
the fans to go stick it, and that's when he
They
turned
wanted
heel.
it to be Sting,
I do
but
remember that.
Sting didn't want to change characters, so
Yeah.
they had
Right.
to pick Hulk Hogan to do it.
I do remember that.
I was too little, but I remember watching the reruns.
I mean, I'll tell you what, if anybody, even if you're not a fan anymore,
Right.
but
Back
you
in the
like
day, I
you,
did like
Wrestling
wrestling.
was fire back in the day.
Back in the day.
2000 storylines
but
was fire.
but that's what I'm saying. Like
God, the
the,
Godfather.
Macho Man, Randy
hey,
Savage.
Hey, remember the Godfather had the Ho Train?
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
little watching
yeah.
the Godfather come out with the Ho Train.
Papa
I
Shango
remember
and the Ho Train.
Godfather?
Don't know who that is.
Man,
No, but if you
It was
want,
a train full of hoes?
man, he come out with women.
he went by the Godfather, and his finishing move was like the Pimp Train or
Right.
something.
You don't remember that at all?
He was around the same. He was part of the. He was part of the same faction as Rock.
He came up with
The Nation to Domination.
yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't really like The Rock.
No, I hear
What?
you.
Nah.
But
Oh,
Hey,
time out.
The Rock got that one.
Finally!
Liquor. Hey, The Rock got
I
that
was a
one
Stone
liquor
Cold
that
guy.
is kind of.
Hold up. That brings me to a point.
That reminds me of Pops.
That
Pops
brings-
was-
wait.
I love The
That-
Rock. Listen,
Hold on, wait. You said Hulk Hogan? Nah.
Stone Cold?
Stone Cold.
I love
Steve
Stone Cold.
Austin?
I love Stone
I
Cold.
like
Hey,
Stone
beer.
Cold.
all right, hey. We got to stop talking over each other. You guys are killing me.
Yeah, he has a podcast too. He has a podcast too. Stone Cold.
Does he?
Yeah, it's called like Skull something. I'll find it. But yeah.
Skull?
Skull something with skull in it.
Oh,
Makes sense.
Skull. I thought
Yeah.
you said like Skull.
Yeah.
Like the tobacco.
Yeah, that's
You
on
know.
brand too, I guess. I
But
don't
my
know.
point that I was saying, since you brought The Rock up, who is my favorite wrestler of all time? By the way, don't disrespect.
That you strike
Andre
me
the
as
Giant.
that.
Have y'all seen the
Andre
show
the
that he
Giant.
has
The Rock,
now?
the old
Young
Rock.
Rock.
Oh, the Young Rock. Yeah, I
Good
haven't
show.
seen
That's
it,
on
but
Hulu, ain't
I
it?
watched. It's a good show. It's funny too. It's better than what I thought it'd be.
if anybody
I wonder
is
if
looking,
that's,
If anybody's looking
our,
for,
stop.
it's on, what is it, NBC, I think. It's one of those two.
Is it NBC?
But now anybody that's an old school, or not old school, but like a 90s, 2000s pro wrestling fan, if you haven't seen the Monday Night War documentary, it's worth it. It's just a good watch.
Some wrestling?
Yeah, they need to finish that, Mike.
But you're talking about the TV series. I'm talking about they did a 2-hour doc back 4 or 5 years ago.
I have the network.
I hear you. The last thing I saw on the network was just a series, though. They were doing a series. They had a 2-hour doc 10 years ago. Yeah.
Okay.
But
Hell, bro. What is this shit? This shit dancing.
What? What are you looking at?
Looking at us. No, bro. Look.
I'll see it. I'll see it later on YouTube. Where are we
goodness
at?
gracious, I have no idea.
Hey, let's talk about some politics shit.
Some what?
Some politics shit.
Like what?
You want to talk about some politics shit?
Let's talk about some shit.
So one of our topics tonight, talking about Dr. Seuss
All right, let's get
and 6
into
books
it.
being
Let's get into
canceled.
it.
You know what?
And cancel is not the right word. The publisher has decided to discontinue them. Which, guess what? You know why publishers decide to discontinue shit? Because it don't fucking make money. If it was making money, they wouldn't even fucking bother.
I don't care
Hold
how.
on, tell me what you mean.
I mean, if these books were still making money, like these are some of the least popular Dr. Seuss books.
But
And they're no more racist than half of his other
That's
catalog.
what I was about to say. What's
I
the
got
difference?
a tattoo, homie. He was saying something about he's tired of people being racist and shit like that. He is a white.
I mean, I'm
artist.
tired of racists too, but
Yeah, but it's crazy. Man, I got a lot of shit that I can say that like a lot of people don't even understand. All right.
Say
So,
something.
right.
Spit it
You gonna
out.
stop the
God
conversation?
damn.
You better have something to say,
All
man.
right, so my homie. No, never mind. I don't want to talk.
So
Alright.
I will jump in on this.
Yeah.
So it's no less they're no more racist than half of his catalog, right?
Right.
I think the other side of it is there are more racist ones in his catalog that did not go away.
You know what's
Hold on. Okay, now I got where I'm going from.
Okay.
So my homie was saying that they got racist shit in books. Books. Y'all gotta stop that shit. No, real talk. Y'all gotta stop that shit. Like, he said that his daughter knows more about the WAP song than the motherfucking shit that actually, you know.
Well,
what I
that's
mean?
just kids in general. You
No,
feel
it's
me?
not about kids in general. It's that you gotta watch out what you put in your kids' heads.
Definitely. I mean, that's why we are where we are today.
And that's the exact reason why that we are falling apart as a motherfucking unit. Because guess what? Niggas ain't really worried about what the fuck going on.
Well,
bro.
right.
You gotta think about what's really going on.
You're absolutely correct. And to your point,
I have a daughter.
Right.
right.
And she needs to know what the fuck goes on.
Right. No, I definitely understand what you're saying, but to your point, when I heard that Dr. Seuss shit,
Dr. Seuss.
the first
Dr.
thing that
Seuss
I-
was
Well, will you listen to what we're
Yeah,
talking
oh,
about?
yeah.
Because if you listen, we're talking about it.
it.
God damn.
My fault.
But
That's
Dr.
your brother, man.
Dr. Seuss, when that shit happened, the first thing I thought was, well, what about all these fucking teachers, and we had green eggs and ham day and all this bullshit.
I will tell you that has started to turn, but my wife actually brought that up tonight because she saw the topic, and you know when she sees a topic that she's interested in, sometimes she'll listen in.
Right.
She's like, so what are you gonna say? I'm like, we're gonna talk about the fact that Dr. Seuss is fucking racist. Like, I said this to you the first night we pulled out. What was it? It was like. The Sneetches or some shit. I think that was the book, like the Sneetches.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And it was just like, oh, we hate them because they're not like us. And we were reading this book. I'm like, Shar, why the fuck is this in our son's library?
Dr. Seuss is racist? That's good to know, because I will go home and gladly throw out.
What are you saying now?
You know that?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like the intent of this book was that these people are different from kind of the protagonist, and that's a good enough reason to hate them.
Right.
And then on top of that, like the reason that these books were quote unquote discontinued, first of all, have to do with money. If they were making money, they wouldn't have been discontinued.
Right.
His most popular titles were not discontinued.
True.
The flip side of that is
Green Eggs and
right,
Ham.
Cat in the Hat, like no.
Let me ask you.
But these ones.
Hold up. Let him continue his.
I was gonna ask one simple question.
Go for it.
Yeah, I have a problem with your kid listening to Dr. Seuss.
So what I will say is there are books that from an intent perspective where it's not as overt, and I'm not saying that makes it okay. I do think from the way that Dr. Seuss is written, it was specifically designed for kindergarten to first grade.
Exactly.
And so as I'm teaching my son to read, or as we are teaching my son to read, like it makes sense. Cat, hat, bat, sack.
But here's the thing. They are now okay. Now this is where I'm getting into where I was telling y'all my dude don't look at shit like that.
Right.
At the same time, okay, yeah, you looking at Cat in the Hat. Whatever the fuck, bro. Are you really gonna fucking look at how we looked at it as a kid? I'm a 94 baby. 94 baby. I'm a 94 baby. But here's the thing though. What the fuck does these kids look up to? Man, like I said, my dude said he is a tattoo artist. His daughter know more about the WAP song.
I mean,
I'm
that's
following what you're saying.
The
I'm
WAP
following
song.
what you're saying now.
See,
what
you
you're
know
not
what I'm saying?
understanding is it's the underlying issues. It's the subliminals.
No, I blame the government. I blame the government.
See, but here's what I'm saying on this. There are Dr. Seuss in particular has books where he has overtly racist imagery. And he has other books where it's not overt and it's undertones.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When
Right,
I
right.
believe that that's the message of those books, I don't read those books to my son. That being said, there are books of his that make sense for a kindergartner or first grader learning how to read.
Right.
That if my son wants to read them, I'm not going to stop him because
But
it's
you're not gonna
practicing
stop 'em. You're not
reading.
gonna stop
But I
'em.
guess now that I think about it, I guess I really don't care. And I'm saying that being with the
Exactly.
white
Exactly.
I really don't care. And here's why I say
No,
I
you
don't
gotta care. No, at the
I
same
don't.
time, you gotta care.
No, but I don't because either way, if it's not Dr. Seuss, it's gonna be something else. I'll never forget. I read a book in high school.
Chris, let him talk, please.
Made me feel
Please.
uncomfortable. It was
Let him talk.
What's that? It was a book I read of Mice and Men. I read that. I don't know if you've ever read the book of Mice and Men. It's very, very racist. Where they even drop the N word. So my point is, had I not ever read Dr. Seuss, and whether I understood or not that there was racist stuff in it, I was going to come across it eventually. I had to understand what racism is and what it can look like.
And I agree with you 100%. But the difference between is of Mice and Men was telling a story, a story and depiction of a time where that word was used.
Right.
Now the difference is in Dr. Seuss, Cat in the Hat. You're teaching your kindergartners, like Mike said, reading and comprehension. But at the same time, there's an underlying message that goes unnoticed to most.
Right,
Yeah.
and I guess that's where, obviously now, I had not never even thought about that when it came to Dr. Matter of fact, like Disney Plus.
Like I said,
Go ahead, Chris.
I didn't mean that like, but you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you talk about.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
I don't like that shit neither, because at the end of the day, hold on, wait a minute. At the end of the day, I want everybody to be cool.
Right.
No, and
Well,
I think that's what we're getting
right.
at, though.
What
is
you
that-
want and what it reality.
Yeah, we are
versus
getting there.
reality.
We are getting there, and that's why I was like, let me shut up and let my brother do his thing.
Well, no, it ain't even about that. It's just about.
But at the same time, we do need to make sure, like, no cap. And I'm not trying to take over everything, but I see a brother of mine.
Right.
He was out there. He had a fucking pillow. He had, like, bro, he was struggling. Everybody was out there like, hey, help that man out.
Right.
Help that man out. I'm looking at, hey, we gotta look out there for each other, man. This what we doing?
Well, see, that's
I know it's kind of different. My fault.
That's the thing with the Dr. Seuss.
I just want to make sure that when at the end of the day, I want everybody to be cool.
Right.
Everybody be cool. I'm tired of living in the motherfucking thing where I have to fucking figure out, like, are you cool or are you not? I'm tired of that.
I mean, that's life.
That's life.
Yeah.
It's life, but
I mean,
but hold on, no. Let's keep it real. We're here for each other.
So yeah,
We're here for each other.
I feel like that's a deeper conversation, though.
It is a deeper conversation.
So let me ask you this, Mike. Let me ask you
try to do
this,
that?
because your son and my daughter are the same age, right?
okay.
So do you and Shar talk to Andrew about like this?
Yeah.
You had conversations about how
We have.
it is racism
And
stuff like that?
we have talked about specifically his privilege.
Right.
Like, understand, there are a lot of children in this world that don't have what you have.
Right.
Exactly.
You
And you have what you have because you're mommy and daddy.
Right.
So shut the fuck up when we tell you to shut the fuck up.
Now go and fuck the bed.
Right.
Listen, for all this get taken away from you.
Right. But at the end of the day, I mean, the thing is one, I'm not giving them credit for discontinuing those books.
Right.
I also think that the idea of this being portrayed as cancel culture, like, the company is the one that decided to stop doing this. They weren't pressured to.
Right.
They just stopped doing it. Now, if you want to switch gears and talk about something like Gina Carano and that situation, that's a different situation
Wait,
with
before
cancel
we-
culture.
Before we get there, because I do want to go there.
I know you did, because I know you love Gina.
I do. I do definitely. Now, before
So
we
do
go
I.
there,
Is that the one in New York?
no, that's the one that fought in the
Tina Carano, I'm trying to think.
Strike Force.
She
before
fought in
it
Strike
became-
Force, and she's also in The
Yes,
Mandalorian.
Oh, y'all gotta educate me then. Okay.
Yeah, she was like the first Ronda Rousey, the best female that couldn't be beat at MMA,
okay.
and then she retired and Ronda Rousey came around. But before the Dr. Seuss shit, I didn't even know him as a racist.
I had no idea.
I thought I heard everything
Dr.
about
Seuss?
him being a Nazi
Yeah, I had no idea.
sympathizer.
Well, and anti-Semitic, I think, is usually...
So wait, right? So what about that? You know what I mean?
Well, and I think that that's actually why, like, 3 of the books were canceled because of anti...
Hey.
Sidebar conversations.
Oh, my
man.
fault.
He was telling me how to
Hey, y'all go do your
Have
thing.
y'all not been on a podcast before? God damn. What is going on?
I love you.
Love you too. Let's go.
Getting back to Dr. Seuss, like, I want to say, like, out of the 6, 4 were for, like, overtly racist images with Asian culture, and 2 of them were more about Jewish culture. So,
Oh, really?
so it wasn't just the Asian racism, because it was, you got to remember when this stuff was written. This was written in World War II.
Right.
There was a lot of kind of
Right.
because
Right.
of Pearl Harbor and World War II in general, like, there was a lot of anti-Asian sentiment in the country at that point.
Yeah.
Let me ask you
And
something.
anti-Nazi
Wait,
sentiment at that point.
Wait. 'Cause now you're talking about Asian. My girl Asian. Here's the thing. Like I said, and I'm going to keep it 100. We was just talking about it. The thing about Asians, bro, I love them to death. But they are literally for themselves.
No, I mean,
I don't know how to, like, they are literally for themselves.
I don't
It's
think that there's
Asians
a
are-
thing wrong with that so much.
There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. There's
Right.
nothing wrong with it. But here's the thing, though. If you want to be accepted as
I see where
something,
you're going.
you
I
see
where
what
you're
I'm
going.
saying?
I see
Okay, exactly. Like my girl, I'm a black man. You gotta understand that I come from a black background.
Right.
So, saying that, accept it.
No,
Accept it. But if you're not going to, and this is the problem with it, and listen, I'm not, okay, I know this is your podcast and everything. I'm not making nothing racist, but here's the thing. Asians.
speak your mind.
Exactly. Asians. You motherfuckers need to understand
forget
that.
that.
No. You need to understand. No. Let's keep it 1 minute.
Say what you
You
said.
see
You
Malcolm
have
on the
to-
couch with him, like sitting away.
He does that with me all the time. So say what you say.
All right, because I have a Asian woman.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so I understand how it goes. Here's the thing: accept each other as one. If you ain't trying to accept each other as one, then there ain't gonna be no motherfucking balance.
Equality.
But let me tell you something. Exactly, like you said when we were talking about the Asians attack or the blacks attacking Asians.
Right.
Okay, you wanna know why? Like I said, they don't think like we do. Like you need to.
Well, we had that conversation too because
did.
the issue is that the government gave all the Asians the business loans to build businesses in the communities of black people,
Right.
but you looked at black people like a
As
dollar
less than.
sign
Right.
as opposed to equal.
They were
human beings.
prophets. They weren't people.
Right, and that bubbled up.
I mean,
especially
honestly,
out
if you want
west.
to keep it real, they don't pay taxes on nothing. They don't pay taxes on nothing. Real talk. If you want to look, bro, I'm there. I understand it.
Well, is that right? Is that right?
I'm gonna need proof on that.
No.
I don't know if that's right.
I don't think that's accurate.
No, it's not right. It's not right.
No,
but
I'm
why
saying
you think
the only
I
thing
have
is
a
that-
problem
no,
with them?
Not right.
I
Is
don't
that
have a problem
correct?
with Asian people.
Right.
I
Is
don't
that
have a problem.
correct?
Right. Is
I don't
this-
have a problem with Asian people, but you gotta understand that.
It
Well,
sounds
clearly
like you
you
working
don't.
some stuff out.
Well, right, clearly you don't, but yeah, definitely working some things out. But my question is, who told you that they don't pay taxes?
You asking for the source?
No. When they come back, they don't have to pay taxes. They don't have to pay taxes.
Like you,
Bro,
know,
like literally, bro.
like you found that, like you seen that.
No,
yourself?
like literally, bro. When they come, I mean, shit. I'm dead ass. They don't
I mean, the only reason why I'm asking is because I
Why
do
you
know.
think they always own businesses?
No, well, that's something different.
That's what I'm pretty much.
No,
talking
because
about.
that's what they put
what
their
I'm pretty
money
much talking
into.
about.
Like we've
They put
had
their money into that shit, and
we've had this talk on the podcast before, and Cliff is going to be upset with me for saying it like this. They play the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blacks don't
Yes.
want to play the game.
yeah, no, that-
Yes.
Well, no,
yes,
it's not even
yes.
that we don't want to.
And I
it's
understand,
that-
and I'm not, and that didn't come out the way I wanted
I know
it to.
what you
in terms-
meant.
Get
I know
mine.
what you
But-
meant. And it's not just
Cancel me, motherfucker.
Right.
Hit the shower.
Podcast come down with me. I shut this whole fucking network down.
You'll be playing basketball and Pelican back.
Yeah, shut up and dribble.
Shoe program.
right.
But nah.
You almost made me spit up on the roadcaster. Goddamn.
Oh, I love it.
But when it comes down to with that, just to clear it up,
They
'Cause
just
I
play
know
the better. They play the game better than white
Well,
people
no,
do.
no.
Hey, don't get to us.
Well, wait. When it comes down
the
to
Asians do really.
right. But at the end of the day,
All right, let me get.
hey, hold up, Chris, real quick.
All right.
But at the end of the day, it comes down to opportunities. Because
True,
a lot of the grudge comes from the fact that those
They were
same
handed
blacks couldn't get those loans.
Agreed.
Yeah.
They were
to get
handed
those stores.
generally speaking, especially coming out of World War II, especially coming out of the country kind of resetting on that. It seems like we forgave them a lot quicker than we ever, and forgave's not the right word, than
It's
we
fear.
ever
It's
acknowledged blacks.
It's fear because
Because
be
they
honest.
were a challenge to us.
And let's be honest, and I'm glad you said that, because what it comes down to is the level of success that black folks have had with everything stacked against them is scary in itself.
Yeah.
So when you give someone equality that you've done so wrong, you run that fear through your mind of, well, if they get on top, will they reverse the roles?
Which, in the case of Asian cultures, is more immediate a threat than black cultures. Right? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, no, I definitely.
That's the reason. That's the
reason.
reason why we turned the corner on Asian culture so quickly in this country. from the 1950s and World War II into where we are today.
Right.
Versus blacks, because Asians at this point are a bigger threat to the United States.
They have
They're
a
not a
backing.
threat. They're not a threat.
But you are insane for saying that, Chris, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, that's
China, North Korea, period. I don't have to say anything else.
Yeah, Kim Jong-un.
As a racial differences,
They hate us.
the Eastern countries, the Far East is, that's referred to, or basically Asian countries, are a much bigger threat to America
right.
than Africa or blacks
Well,
are.
the reason why,
No. That's a goddamn fact.
Right.
Well, the
That's a
reason why is
goddamn fact.
because we talked about it on the podcast. Because out of everyone, blacks don't have a wolf.
Right.
There's no embassy. There's
Nah,
no
fuck
nothing
that.
for black people that they can run to be like, save us from the rest of the world. There's
And it all
nowhere-
comes back to this.
Right. Now, you look at Asian countries. Japan has an embassy here.
No, completely agree with what you're saying. What I'm saying is it all comes back to this. We view the problem is, while there is a ton of wealth in Africa, that wealth has already been colonized and taken advantage of.
Right. And look at what's going on right now.
Right. And that's actually our other topic, which if we want to switch over to that, you like the segues I got going tonight, baby?
You flowing, baby. You flowing like water.
So Rita Barnes in the chat says they don't think like you. Do sounds pretty stereotyping and racist to me.
Do what?
Yeah, so somebody on that half of the room made the comment of, they don't think like us.
Oh, I didn't say that.
And so she's just commenting like, yeah, that sounds pretty racist. And that's my mom. So
It's not racist.
Moms, it wasn't me. What should I say? It wasn't me.
he busy eating his chicken wings.
It wasn't me.
Let me tell you something.
I mean,
Let me tell you something. When it comes to the Asian culture, I understand where they come from. They are a small group. They don't know.
They're
really,
not. They
Hold on.
outnumber us. They
a lot
outnumber
of-
the United States
There's
to
a
the
lot.
world.
No. See, you gotta listen because I am in an Asian.
Household.
but here,
Exactly.
but
Yeah,
here,
but here.
but here though, just like we said, there's no Chinatown. There's no nothing. There's
You
not.
did say that. You did say that.
Right.
There ain't no
It
Chinatown.
would be completely different if you were in somewhere
Like LA or San
Right.
Francisco or
that was led by the
Even New
Asian
York, right?
dollar.
Right.
That's something completely different. Asians don't run the dollar here. In
no,
Columbus,
because
Ohio.
this is
No, hold
Midwest.
up. Laos. Okay, Laotian. My girl's Laotian.
Right.
Okay.
Boy, if we took that motherfucking money for them, oh yeah, we're balling. We're literally balling.
Yeah, except
No,
you're
no,
black,
we're
and generally
balling.
speaking,
No,
Asian
no,
families don't.
No, it's not like we're literally balling.
Well, I'm glad that's not the case for you. What I will tell you,
$1,000 to Laotia,
what
and they don't.
what I will tell you is,
Mouth.
having gone to school where I went and having had the friends that I went that have dated Asians are not a fan of blacks, generally speaking.
Oh, they're not. They're not. Not
Well,
not
that's
at
why I'm saying, like, I don't know that you would be getting any money anyway.
Right.
Well,
I don't know how your girl's parents feel about
right,
you,
no, in
but
the common Asian family, your baby mom, your girl might be written out of the will for
Right.
being with you.
You know what?
and if that's not the case, more power to you. Well done.
In a natural, you know what I mean? But because we're here, where it's not a Asian-led dollar, you know what I mean? It's a little different because we talked about it last week. There's so many Asian black couples in Columbus, Ohio.
Asian black couple.
It doesn't make sense.
Right.
Which is great, of course. I think it's great, but
What do you think I
the
am?
thing, right? But the thing is you go to places like LA where
Right.
tech runs the world. You won't see that.
Right.
No, let me tell you something. They're poor as fuck. They're poor as
Who?
fuck. Laotians.
Oh, I know what you mean.
You're talking about
Like
specific, yeah.
Right, the nationality, right.
But I'm
They're
saying, generally speaking,
Like Filipino can't the area is I understand what you're
Right.
saying.
I mean, my experience, and again,
My
this
thing
is
is,
experience.
my thing is that I am literally sick and tired of Asians trying to like, bro, we're supposed to be one. We're supposed to be one.
But we are, as a world society, so two things. One, I'm going to finish my other thought, but as a world society, we are still very tribalistic. And we talked about this we talked about this a couple of weeks ago on the podcast in terms of futurism and the move towards globalism. And you and I both had, I don't want to say differing views there, but we both had points to be made in terms of we are moving closer to a global society. We are not there yet.
Right.
So that's point one. Point two is having gone to a school like I did.
Shout out Pittsburgh.
Shout out to Pittsburgh. Shout out to Carnegie Mellon. Cliff still thinks I'm a robot, but
Black and
so
together?
Yeah, go ahead.
Black and yellow belly. Black and yellow belly.
but going to a school like Carnegie, like.
Yeah.
One, the international percentage of that school, they're the majority. Like international students are the majority, which is actually I think most of higher education.
Oh, that's what's up.
Who was that?
My aunt, my dad's sister. She
Carnegie
nice,
alum.
good
She's
shit.
Yeah,
She's a tartan too.
And Carnegie robot.
I'll learn that tomorrow.
Let her know I said what's up. Go Tartans.
Meet Mark.
But the thing with that is that most of those students pay full tuition.
Right.
Like that, which is hard to do at CMU, and I know because I did too.
Not much diversity. So not much diversity there, though, right? You're saying?
Diversity. It depends on what you mean by diversity.
Like, are you saying
the fact that it's over 50% international would tell you that it's diverse?
Right, but I mean, it was that was.
I could count the number of black kids in my class on probably two hands.
See, that's what I guess that's what I.
And I was, and at least 3 of them lived with me.
Welcome to the brotherhood, Mike. Yeah,
always been the case.
Right. But that's I mean, I can see that. I mean, I know what y'all are saying. Like, yeah, they can't listen. They do get generally better opportunities, but also if you think about it, like, let's be honest, like when you hear about crimes. Right. You hear generally white people, black people.
Yeah, sure.
You don't hear, I want to use the proper term.
Or Hispanics.
Here's the thing I can say.
Right. But you don't hear Asian too much.
But hold on, here's the thing that I can say, and I'm going to wrap this up real quick because I have to piss. But here's the thing, though. This is the thing that I can say. You know, in the world that we live in.
Right.
Black people are still killing black people.
But
you're trying to sit up here and tell me that let's let this be better.
Right.
But see, it's.
I want to hear
It's broader than that because it's not black people killing black people. It's poor people killing poor people. Doesn't matter what race it is. You put somebody in that climate and you get death.
Well, no, because if you starve someone, don't be surprised when they kill someone for
wolves
food.
and sheep.
Right.
Wolves
so
and sheep.
so you can't. So that's why. Don't get me wrong. I definitely feel like there is an issue with
there's a black on black crime.
Right, but
because how is there black on black crime? But you trying to tell me that we trying to keep peace?
But see, that's painting it with a broad brush. Because if you zoom out from that picture, that stroke you made, you see that it's not black on black. It's poor on poor. It just means that we're the poorest in the country, so we get labeled as that black on black.
Well,
crime.
and going back to, I think we talked about it.
You made a solid.
I think we talked about it a couple of months ago with Killer Mike and him putting together his rap group on his show, and the poor white dude that joined quote unquote the rap group, and he basically said that poor whites and blacks are the closest things that we got in this country.
That is the
and you're not wrong.
That is the absolute.
But they have both been taught to fucking not trust and blame one another versus blaming the system that they're living
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
pretty much what I'm. Exactly.
Well, Mike said it better than you.
I did.
I said it better than me, but exactly. But he sees what I'm saying. Like,
all
this shit is stupid as fuck.
Listen, I can follow.
Grow up. All I'm saying is grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up.
I hope this world one day, even after we're far gone, I hope one day that they see
that.
It probably won't happen, but I hope that, to your point, Chris, that they see eye to eye more than it's.
Well, And Cliff
exactly.
and Cliff and I got
One
into
piece,
this
bro.
on the podcast on the Futurist podcast.
Oh yeah, that was a
Cliff. I think your point was humans don't deserve it. We don't deserve it. And my point was
Because we don't. We don't.
We have to hope that our children deserve more than we did.
Yeah,
Right.
That's the goal.
Exactly. That's
the
the
goal.
goal.
No, I can
Because
see.
no-
I can see. Okay.
And it's funny, by the way, my mother-in-law 2 nights ago we got into a similar topic as the futurism conversation.
Right.
And she said the same thing as you did. She said, "Burn it all fucking down. We don't deserve to be here."
I agree.
And I know that's your point of view, so that's why I brought it up.
We've had arguably hundreds of thousands of years to get it right.
To prove ourselves
And
as
still
a
haven't
species.
done so.
Because
At this
black
point,
on
we're a
black
parasite.
shit.
We're a parasite on this lovely
Let's keep
living
on-
thing called the Earth. And they need to get a shot, a penicillin, or
Right.
whatever it is
I hear
to
what
get
you're
us
saying.
out of
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Because it's not. It. Regardless of if we all are in a room feeling the same way about it, we're just a blip on
We
the
are
radar.
such a
To
microcosm.
the masses. To the
Right.
masses. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, because at the same time that I'm saying this, I still believe in. I don't want to say believe in, but I can still understand tribalism,
Yeah.
because there's reasons for white folks not to want blacks to succeed, which
Right.
we've touched on in this podcast, and there's reason for black folks to hate white folks,
Right. I see both sides. You see both sides.
and for you to immediately erase all the history and be like, I love you, give me a hug. That's
Yeah,
dumb,
you gotta
because
acknowledge
what do you
it.
have in your hand first?
I hear what you're saying. I think the point is
Is there a
evolution.
knife there?
I just
Right.
want to make sure that
And-
shit is at this point in time. I just want to
Just make it
sure
better
that
for your
everybody
kids.
Right. Well, no, and
We can
That's the
take
goal.
it.
Because
That
here's
is
the
the
thing.
goal.
We
Here's
can
the thing.
take it, but I don't want our
we
kids-
gonna keep fighting. We gonna keep fighting. Black. What we gonna keep doing? Hey, like you said. What we attacking Asians? All right, bet. Nigga, how long have we been attacking black niggas?
Right. No,
No,
I figured there.
How
but-
many times have you been crip on crip and blood on blood?
See?
Blood on blood. Crip
I
on
never-
crip.
I never
but
understood that,
here's where we're at though, is that
But
I don't disagree that that's where we've been, but the question is, where are we going? And the question is,
thank you.
if even 30 years ago, well, we'll call it 40 just to more make the point.
Right.
This right here, basically being able to have white guy,
Right,
three
right.
black guys in a room having a conversation and talking about this kind of shit. 3 out of 4 of us wouldn't be making it out, and guess what?
Nigga.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Well, wait.
I
Don't
ain't
jump
gotta
the
tell
gun.
that part. You
Don't
gotta
jump
tell
the
that
gun, because
Go
we
ahead.
came over here and I was thinking, I don't even feel comfortable with 3 niggas walking in the
That's good.
You want to know what's
I feel
funny?
you.
I have to
Happy?
be honest.
Happy?
This is nothing new.
Yeah,
This
business.
Mount trying to talk about he wants to live here. So.
Right. Because here's the thing. Well, let's be honest. If we were back
Or
in
go
those
around
times, I
Right.
would have been
Right
in
there.
the house with Massa. I would have been making Nestle House cookies.
And I'd have stabbed you every chance I got.
That's fine. And I would have told Massa, whip him.
You wouldn't have got a chance.
Look, finish him.
You wouldn't have got a chance. Because I'd have stabbed you in your tongue.
Well, hey,
Or that
but
way.
no, I mean,
You good?
you know, we all know we all should be equal, and it's nice to show the world that there are people like us that can be in one place and can conversate and get along instead of it being whites versus blacks or
Yeah,
you're not
absolutely.
welcome to my home. You know,
Right.
it's nice because we know that's not everywhere. There's people that
Absolutely.
on both sides, you know, wouldn't want to deal with the other. But I don't know when that. To your point, Mike and Cliff, I don't know when we're gonna get to that point to where.
Well, I mean, here's the deal: is that I think it did. You know, Cliff, as hard as we are on probably our parents' generation, because you and I both are.
They suck.
They also, but they also obviously enabled this, right? For us to feel, for you and I to be friends, for this
see
situation to develop.
That's true.
And so, if you think about from where like they were as kids, because we had this conversation with Michelle and Chauncey on the podcast, right?
Right. And it's funny you brought that because my mind was
So,
there.
so we had Michelle and Chauncey on the podcast, who 9 years before they got married, marriage between a black man and a white woman was not legal.
Right, and they're not that old.
Are these people okay?
So they're just now late 50s, early 60s, late 50s. I'm gonna say late 50s so I don't get in trouble. But
Good save.
but that's the case.
Black don't crack.
And then no doubt, I'm jealous.
It depends. 'Cause, what's his name? Real quick, Morgan Freeman. That cracked.
Yeah, but he's also like
Morgan
70.
Freeman,
That cracked.
he was born 35.
Right.
So that's different.
That cracked from the moment he came out.
That nigga was
And then Malcolm
that nigga
was
narrated his
done
birth.
again.
He was like, and then my mother pushed, and I saw the bright light of sunshine as I was born in the backyard below the picket fence. What was the name of the tree that the white dude got out of in Shawshank Redemption?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Antitowabo.
Yeah, something like that.
It's called.
Oh
He didn't tell me.
man.
He just tells me about the tree and how old it was.
Yeah. That motherfucker,
A
listen.
White Oak, Malabar Farm State Park.
But,
So, but if we can make the same amount of progress as from where they were growing up
It
as
already
kids to where, if we can make the same amount of progress from the time that they became children to their children's children,
right. It already is.
and for ours and forward, then we are getting there. It's not as quick as anybody wants it. Culture takes a long time to change, but I do feel like we're about to just say fuck it, eat the rich, and let this racism shit drop.
Well, you know what? Real quick.
That's who's maintaining it.
That brings up
No
a good
deal.
point. So back to when you guys had that futuristic episode, I just thought of something.
Yeah.
So there was a Time magazine that I seen a while back that said by the year 2050, this is how people will look.
Right.
Yeah.
It's mainly biracial
tan.
people.
Oh yeah, it was all biracial.
And so I feel like to y'all,
Which is why me and my wife had to keep up the white folks.
Right.
You know what?
Pale
But-
skin, blue eyes.
But you know what? Listen, from across the room, save your race, Mike. Because to your point, I thought, let's be honest. You see a lot of biracial couples these days.
Right.
That's why you even see them in commercials now.
I said they're taking over the world.
Now they go commercials. So my point is, one day, that's going to become the dominant race. At one point, one day, it will. It will.
So the way that I've seen it phrased is by it's soon. It's by like 2025 or 2030.
Right. I don't doubt it.
Whites will become the minority majority, meaning that they will still be the majority race in the United States, but it'll be like a 40% majority versus 30% Latino and 20% Black and Asian or whatever the case is.
So for example, my wife.
My voice cracked there.
Like my wife. So Alexis, you met her family. Her
Right.
mom's white. That whole side, especially the women, are all with black men, or all had kids with black men.
Well, you're about
That was
about
a
to make
mistake.
the point. I was about to make.
Go ahead.
Because my point was, well, I'm not trying to take anything away from our parents' generation, but what it comes down to is just fucking. Really, you know what I mean? Like it really just
Another one, you rich motherfucker.
fuck your cow. But it really just came down to fucking, because I never had a white person in my family that I was related to.
That you know. Hold on. Time out. That you know. Time out.
You're capping.
That you know what? That you know of. Because on Ancestry DNA, I've got a Ellen
You
DeGeneres
said it
looking
like
cousin.
you know
Right?
him. Who? Let me know.
I was shocked.
You said
I never had a white person in my family that I knew of.
who was the one? That's it, man.
Who the what?
See, I don't have a black.
I thought, man.
I don't have a black family member in my direct bloodline, but I do have Michelle and Chauncey,
Now,
my
I had-
stepdad's cousin, who I've
I had
always
white
treated
people
as
in my
an
family
aunt.
by
Yeah,
marriage.
right.
one that I
Not
knew of.
much,
But what I'm
you
saying
know.
is, you look at my daughter's generation, and she has many, almost just as many whites as blacks
Right.
in her family, and
Let me
that's
ask
what
you, let me ask you,
that's
can I
what
ask
it's
you a question,
becoming.
though?
Yeah, of course.
Can I?
Ask me whatever you.
So Karma is
Biracial.
Michelle.
Right. So technically, she's not biracial.
She's probably quarter, but
She would
quarter.
be 75 black.
Right, same my kids.
But
Even
would that?
kids-
But
my
that
kids look
is
like-
that
Let me
is
ask
that
you
still
something. Let me ask you
biracial
something.
though?
Nah, let me ask you something.
I wouldn't think so.
yeah,
I would
that's-
listen,
say bi,
if you want to be
dual
honest,
racial.
if you carrying it to the
It's diluted.
I mean, but ain't we all?
Right.
True.
Look at the three niggas sitting across.
Yeah,
from me.
y'all motherfuckers lighter than hell.
One of them's lighter than you, so of course it's diluted. Any African American means diluted black.
You're right.
That's what that means. Watered down black.
Yeah. Okay, wait till I go to the beach in July. Continue.
Yeah, and then you'll be Chris's color.
Right. I'm gonna be a step up.
All right.
Shut up.
You know I'm always gonna.
Y'all niggas get on my nerves.
I'm always gonna poke. But I mean that's what I'm getting at is that the more the generations go, just with you, look at you, Chris, with Christina. Now your daughter has black and Laotian in her immediate
but you
family.
didn't say, hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you know I don't give a fuck, but like, exactly, bro. You already know. You're open,
Right.
like me.
Yeah, I don't really. Yeah.
Tina even said it. She was like, "Yo, brother, be talking about, hey, you gotta watch, like, bro, like, literally." He said something about in this day of world,
Right.
you gotta understand that, hey, my brother is black.
Right. He is.
Okay, so you gotta understand that, you know, even if you're Asian, whatever, you gotta understand that at the end of the day, I stand for you.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, Kaylani's mine.
Listen, I said it last week on the podcast.
So for that being that said, regardless of what happens, regardless of whatever, fuck your Asian culture. You need to motherfucking accept that your goddamn motherfucking baby that is black. You gotta understand that it comes with sacrifices, bro.
No.
Sacrifices.
I understand
Bro,
exactly what you're saying. I just think it could have been cleaned up a little bit.
Right.
Okay.
Because you gotta embrace.
Tell me how to explain it.
Yeah, now before I say that.
Tell me how to explain it.
Now,
because I need to know how to explain it.
Right. Now before I explain it, I want to let you know.
I had sex with kids.
You and
You're my brother, so
Right, you
regardless,
and Tina-
I'ma always look up and, you know.
Well, you're
You
looking
and
down.
Tina-
He's shorter.
Yeah,
But
shut
you-
the fuck up.
Yo, couch, nigga.
I love
I'm about to
Well,
stop
'cause he's a little ass
couch,
nigga. He a
mud
little
in that
ass
couch while they still sitting on it.
Yo, couch, nigga.
But nah, what I was saying last week is, regardless of the conversation that we've been having, the Asian black conversation, I don't care who's attacking who. Like I said
Let me
last
ask
week,
you something,
if
let me ask you
anything,
something.
before you ask me,
Let
before
me
you
ask you
can
something.
ask me, but before you do, I'll
Okay.
continue.
Okay.
If anything were to ever to happen to your daughter, or for that matter, your daughter's mother, you don't have to ask me
Nah,
to
I'm
be
not worried about
involved
that.
in anything.
Right.
That's
I'm
a
not-
fact, Jack. It's
I'm not worried about that. I'm not
something.
worried about that. Remember when I told you to make sure that I was cool when I said I was doing tattoos?
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like I can't depend on them the whole time.
I understand what you're saying.
Because
But at the
No,
same
here's the
time,
thing.
to achieve what you're trying to achieve, you can't think like that. You can't think like that if
tell me
you're
some
trying
more.
to
Tell me
achieve.
some more. Tell me
Like
some more.
like you said, you want everybody to be All I can remember is you saying is just grow up. I just wish everybody would grow up. And with that being said, that takes you as well. You feel what I'm saying? That takes you losing that lack of trust and giving someone a little bit more to at least have the opportunity to gain your trust. But me knowing you personally, I know how you can be. If you feel wrong, you'll shut down and won't give anybody the opportunity to better themselves with you. You feel what I'm saying? Because I can do it too. It's not just me. It's not just you. It's me as well.
Because I don't trust nobody. Are you with the shit or not?
Right.
It's that. And it's not even like
you just
if you're with the shit or not. It's not even with the shit or not. It's just like, are you gonna actually do what needs to be done?
Well, that also comes from where we came from too.
But
and
Asian motherfuckers don't see that shit.
You said the Asians?
No, they don't. Because let me tell you something. I will sit up here and be with my baby mom.
Well, no.
And it won't happen.
They see it with themselves. Because you said it. Like you said, they stick with each other.
Right. Yeah, with each other. But hold up. We supposed to be a fucking unity.
An extended. You're asking
right, Mike. Right. We're supposed to be a fucking unity.
You are asking for a lot there. What I will say is,
I get what you.
I don't disagree with what you're saying, Chris. What I'm saying is that it's weird because Asian morality versus, we'll call it Eastern culture, whether it's Chinese, Japanese,
any morality is
versus American. The family unit is actually a central piece of Asian culture.
Exactly, and it pisses me off because guess what? She can't take her mom out of anything.
Well, okay. but
that's women.
But that's it is. But hold on.
Oh, hold on. Now here's
Chris,
new.
Give me a second, dude.
Okay.
Let me finish. Okay. Asian cultures, family is the center of everything. That is not the case with culture in the States. The culture in States is what's the center of everything in the culture in the United States. It's this right here.
Or mine.
Hold on, wait. I want to hear. No.
But it's money and possession. That's what I'm saying.
Mike. I want to hear what you say.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Is that it's money and possession that is the center, the cornerstone of American culture. It is. I have what is mine. To your point, Cliff.
Yes.
Mine.
Right.
Asian cultures, that's not the case. Right. It's family and it's country. It's unity. It is though. And honestly, that's why they will overtake us.
They're more
from a country standpoint.
They're more disciplined.
Absolutely, but at the same time,
like Mexicans, right?
But at the same time, it's.
But here's what I'm trying to.
It's not to a fault for that.
Here's what I'm trying to put out.
Not at all.
Here's what I'm trying to put out. Fuck all that bullshit. We're supposed to be a unit.
But no, okay. So here's the thing.
But what I want to know is what.
This is what you're missing. Christina picked you.
Who's the unit?
The family didn't pick you.
Right.
Christina picked you.
Say that one more time.
I said, who's part of the unit, though? And your brother is saying it right here.
Christina picked you. The family did not. So you don't just to get in because she picked you.
Remember what I told? That's what we was just talking about.
But listen, that'd be the same as your daughter growing up, being 20-something years old, and bringing someone else home to the house, regardless of same race or different race. And you feel like, I don't know about this dude. That doesn't mean that just because your daughter picked her, you automatically have to be like, son.
They get the
no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, you don't get
you have to prove something to me beyond.
Okay, hold on. Tell me how many times do I have to sit up here and prove to Tina's brother that I gotta do something just because he's Asian as fuck?
No. That's not what the case is.
No, that's not what the case is.
No, what it is
that's what I say. I'm not surprised that black people.
What it is, Chris, your fuck ups take trust away.
Yeah, they're amplified.
Every time you fuck up, that's what they thought you were going to do.
Right.
So it reduces the trust that they have for you. They already didn't trust you to begin with.
Right.
So when you fuck up, that trust level drops even more. So when you do good, that doesn't mean that you're on an even scale. You have to make up for the other.
And nobody's saying...
Hold on. But here's what I get tired of. How many times do I gotta fucking prove myself?
But that's the whole thing.
How many times do I gotta prove myself?
When you are starting from in the hole, that's the life you chose by being with this woman.
Right, interracial relationships. That's what it comes with.
Hold on, time out.
It's also why I married a white girl.
Right? No, right.
Mike didn't get no jungle fever.
Because I would be feeling the exact same way if Karma came home with a white boy. You feel me? I don't mind you coming home with a white boy, but I'm also looking at you like, what kind are you?
But that motherfucker gonna have to prove himself.
You know what I'm saying? What kind of...
Okay, so let me ask you something.
All right, first of all, I need you to sit in front of the mic.
Right, we on the pod. We ain't just rapping.
Right, this ain't just us talking. And I love you, Chris. I put up with a lot of your shit.
No, because he made a good point.
No, you're right.
He made a good point.
That's all I do, motherfucker.
So let me ask you this question.
How
many times do I gotta prove myself that I am damn near worthy of?
Every time.
Indefinitely until they die.
Well,
right. You're in an interracial relationship. It'd be different if you were black. You feel what I'm saying? Because if your girl was black and you were black, they would have a understanding of
a common worldview.
Right. But because y'all don't share that, they don't know what it is you came from. They don't know what you struggle with. They don't know anything about you. So it's up to you.
They don't know what it's like to be black in America.
It's up to you to be buttoned up and be like,
bringing up your ass too. Like, goddamn, like.
But I'm by myself.
But listen,
right.
No, but
I don't have to do shit.
I'm just saying that we black individuals.
Well,
but right, no, but you're right though, because I went through the same thing with Michelle.
Right.
Even thinking,
exactly.
well, I'm thinking like a black person would think, like, well, you're black, and she's like, well, no, I'm mixed.
I'm mixed.
Right.
That was the first time I've ever heard that in my life.
Yeah.
My mom.
Someone say,
wait,
"Oh no, I'm mixed." Usually, if you're mixed, you're like, "Yeah, I'm black."
Right, because you appear.
So I'm gonna pause there. And this is a situation where I wish I could. I'm gonna have to get Derek, Laura, one of those two, or all three of them on.
Well, there's a difference between identifying and explaining.
I hear you. I think those two in particular, or that family in particular, probably went through a fair amount of life because Michelle and Chauncey are relatively well off.
And you're in Pittsburgh.
Well,
are they in Pittsburgh too?
And there was probably a potential time when they realized, or when it hit home, that, oh, guess what? We are black.
Right.
And for Derek, it was probably the first time he got pulled over, and maybe the same for Laura.
I mean, so this actually brings up a good point. So I know.
So Malcolm, you know, I got biracial family out in Pittsburgh, right? Like that's where they're from.
They from Pittsburgh.
Well, they're actually from Steubenville, Ohio, but they live in Pittsburgh now.
Point, though, Chris, I applaud you because so let me wrap this all in one. To Cliff and Mike's point, let's be honest. With your woman being a different ethnicity, her family not knowing you, and they already have stereotypes, probably, right?
Right.
You're coming to them,
and then look at you.
They look at you like they're looking at you like they don't know you.
Yeah, you tattooed motherfucker, wearing that
you look
fucking Raiders bullshit.
Shut the fuck up, man. You handsome, but look at you.
All right. It's the green eye.
I love you, my fault.
It's the green eye. What he said? What he said? I missed it.
He's nothing.
Oh, what I was gonna say, Chris, is you can tell you're a good dude and you mean well. Right. Nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? And that's cool, bro. That's cool. But her family don't know you. And they're thinking they think that they know you and they're just looking at you and they don't know you. Right. So it's up for you, to your brother's point, for you to show them this is who I am. Accept me or not. Because you're with your daughter anyways, regardless. So at the end of the day, it don't even matter.
I like this nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
I like this.
It don't matter. You gonna do, because bro, you always gonna be you. You wouldn't be you if you weren't you. You feel me? You be somebody else. Why go around somebody and be somebody that you're not? You gotta be you, but you understand that they're gonna look at you in a certain light because again, they're stereotyping. They
expect you to fuck up.
Exactly.
So when you do, they're like, just as I suspected.
Yeah.
So
I like.
Let me chime in with this from.
I fuck with this dude.
What you got to say, Mike?
Let me chime in with my perspective coming through kind of what I've learned through my professional career. One of the biggest skill sets you can develop in order to become a leader in an organization, and I think actually become a better human being in my mind, is to hit the point where you can truly understand where the other person is coming from.
Right.
Yeah,
It is being able to put yourself in someone else's shoes. It's being able to the phrase they use in corporate America is seek to understand, right? Seek to understand the point of view of another. Because honestly, corporate America, the reason is because once you understand where they're coming from, you can fucking manipulate them however you need to.
Right.
But in real life,
that's the problem.
But in real life, if you seek to understand, that's actually called empathy.
Right.
It's being able to understand where other people are coming from.
True.
Right.
And the flip side is, like, Chris, for your particular relationship, understand where not your girl's parents, your girl's brother, understand where they're coming from in terms of how they were raised and what values were instilled in them.
Right.
Okay,
And what they were taught was a family unit, a tribal unit.
Right. A tribal unit
is above all else, and you are outside of the tribe.
So hold on, do I have to keep doing this?
Yes.
So you always have.
That's the choice you made by being with this woman.
Here's the thing. Well, do you have to do it? Technically, no.
No,
But if
you're right.
If you really love and care
Yeah, that's
about
a
the
good
woman,
question. That's
really
a
love
very
and care about the
good-
woman, and you want to spend
That's a good point.
long term with them,
That's a question.
you're going to do whatever it takes to try to show her and her family like, listen.
Trust me, I
this is
have
why
the
I'm
same
doing
thought
this,
with my
this is why I'm around.
If I'm keeping it a buck, that's what I realized. That's what I realized in my previous relationships.
Yeah.
And it came to a point with my relationships after that I started comparing the two.
Yeah.
Where it was like, you know what? Like, don't get me wrong, even if you chose to be with
You
wait.
Let him
Even
finish.
if you chose to be with a black girl, her family would still have those same issues. They just wouldn't judge you to that same.
They wouldn't judge
drop
you the
those
same
points.
way.
They wouldn't.
Right. So what I'm getting at is when I realized that like, oh, this is the same all the way around.
Different grading scale.
It let me know that it's like, okay, so I'm not so much even
That's a
worrying
good point,
about
Mel.
you being the girl that I'm interested in. I need to know your parents.
Yeah, it's key.
Like when your parents used to say, meet the girl's parent, that makes so much sense now because it's like, what's the foundation you were brought up on?
Well, and I'll tell you, for me, and I don't think you were part of this conversation, but there was a point in time, it was sometime after high school, I actually think it was after college, where Shelby and I were just sitting shooting the shit with his mom. As before we went somewhere, like they were back in town or whatever.
Right.
And his mom made the comment of being in a relationship is not about love and passion. It's about compatibility.
Right.
And I love my wife. I have passion with my wife, but compatibility is the biggest part of that.
Listen, it's funny that you say that because this is my thing, and this is what scares me the most. Right? This is why I chose to be abstinent.
Hey,
Hold
can
on.
I say something?
Say what you gotta say, and then
All right, yeah. The thing that.
And then shut the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to after this. It scares me, man. Because here's the thing.
that's what it comes from.
I love my baby to death.
Right.
But here's the thing. Like, it's like I am tired of fucking dealing
The fight.
with a fucking Asian family, man.
I
No,
mean,
it's
I hear
like-
that.
No, it's literally an Asian family. Like,
It's enemies. You shouldn't have to have enemies in your own.
no, like,
home.
listen, like, I had no problem with. Listen.
It's not that I'm saying
No,
they're
listen,
enemies.
listen. I have no problem with telling my motherfucking girl that yo, mom has no problem with being here. I have no problem with your mom being here. But here's the thing, though. You gotta learn to let go. You gotta learn how to let go. You can't keep having your mom dictate what you go just because. And exactly, and this is where it comes to
That's why you
the
gotta meet the
Asian
family
shit.
first. Nah,
Yeah.
the family first. Meet the
It's
family.
not about that family. It's about us. It's about us.
But you see, and that tells me you're You're not seeing the whole picture here, Chris. Because especially in a culture like that is so centered around family, it is not about the two of you.
Right.
It is about the broader unit.
You are not a part of their family. I don't know how you don't understand that. You have to earn that right.
And even let me expand upon that. Until you accept that you are part of a bigger unit than just you and her, you're going to continue to struggle.
Right.
And trust me, you may tell you why I can say this. Because I'm going through the same thing.
Well, right.
I and Shard, she will not be mad at me for saying this. We subsidize my fucking mother-in-law's life. Like, she is living in our old house below market value rent.
Exactly.
I am literally.
But that's what it
Losing
comes down
money.
to.
But that's exactly what you have to learn, though, is that in order to be part of family, it is not just you and her. It is you, her, and her family.
Mike, talk to me, man.
That's what I'm saying, is that it is not just you and her. It is you, her, and her family. And if you can't accept that, or you don't, if you aren't willing for that to be the reality, one, you're never going to be happy.
Right, that may be why it's hard for you.
Right.
Because they're probably receiving that energy like, well, he looks at us like this, so why the fuck do we want to be involved with him?
So I am at the point, like, it's funny because this is my, I don't know if you guys saw the decorations when you walked in. Char's birthday this weekend. So happy birthday to 39 and still looking fine, my lovely wife, Charlene Reggie.
That's right.
This is Reggie.
She is out there, but and it took me a little bit of time to learn this. And honestly, it wasn't until it's not that I didn't learn it. It was more that I didn't feel comfortable doing it.
Ooh.
When I realized that I could support not only my nuclear family, but also support my mother-in-law largely, things got a lot easier. And when I realized that was part of the goal, because I'm lucky. My wife doesn't have a ton of family. She has her mom.
Right.
And so for her to be happy, her mom has to at least not be miserable.
That's what I'm dealing with.
I hear you.
I'm dealing with, I have to fucking make her mom happy.
I hear you. But that is part of the package deal.
That's why I
It
said I
is.
won't be with another girl who has limited parents. Your parents better be dead.
I am
Foster child? Are you
So
like
let me
if you're
ask you
not?
something,
and
Let me
I
ask you something, Mike.
all right, what you got, Chris?
Before I start crying and shit.
Are you all right?
How do I deal
He's
with
had a couple drinks.
I mean,
How do I deal with it?
so one, I don't know that that's something we want to address on a podcast, but two, man, I mean, honestly, it is. I think part of it, Chris, is literally just realizing that that's part of the deal. And honestly,
I got baggage.
And I get that. And dude, trust me, I understand. Like, it is literally in the last 2 or 3 years that I have truly accepted that that's kind of what I signed up for.
Right.
And my wife and I have been married for almost 5.
Right. No, that's how it happens. That's how it happens.
Another thing is, Chris, you gotta think like your brother said.
I can wrap it up.
So I use the great.
I feel like I'm taking
Listen to- listen to-
You're all right. No, this is good conversation.
Great conversation for anybody.
No,
to
not
take.
at all, bro.
Absolutely.
Not at all, bro.
So real quick, I sent you that podcast. I remember the name of it, the one with Brandon Marshall and them.
Yeah, when he's talking to Cam and
My
all that.
whole point is they had a conversation where they said, there's certain things that men just act too macho about, and they were talking about.
And I think that that's actually
wrap it all up.
what we are talking about here is stuff that starts to break down those
I can
walls.
wrap
So,
it all up.
Go ahead.
so continue.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I say that is because, of course, we come from the same background. So it's almost ironic because we have a very clannish family. You know what I mean?
You sorry,
I'm sorry, Mike.
You have nothing to be sorry about. Like,
Right.
dude,
Oh, you're good.
all you have to accept is that, and this is probably the point you're going to make. So I'm going to be quiet and let you finish because
Listen,
you
all
were
I'm
already
saying-
heading down that
All I'm
path.
saying is this: we come from a clannish family, and I know I know I've been involved a little more than you have, but you still had those values distilled in you from Pops. So what it comes down to is loyalty. And us being raised by the people we were raised by are extremely loyal. Like, to a fault loyal.
Yeah.
And when we don't see that loyalty reciprocated, we start to feel like, let me pull some of this back just in case you're not as loyal to me as I am to you.
I'm the same way.
But-
I'm the same way. You know that.
Once you're married,
Now listen,
Pause.
this is where I was about to round it up.
pause, because I know this is where he's going. But once you are married and committed to someone,
Even beyond that, once you have a child,
agreed.
even if you choose to never, you and Tina break up, God forbid, but you choose to break up tomorrow, you're still tied to that woman. For at least the next 14 years,
Plus then.
you are tied
Plus-
to that.
plus
Not
then.
necessarily,
I'll
because
tell-
you could
go
be
ahead.
a cold nigga and be like 18, done.
Go ahead, but I'll tell you
But
why it's not the
you're
case.
I ain't gonna lie, I am on that nigga. I am that nigga.
I'll tell you why it's not the
if
case.
If you're fucking up, I don't want.
I'll tell you what's not the case. Go ahead, though.
Well, listen, let me wrap it up, because this
I'm
is...
probably more on Malcolm's side here.
Right.
Listen, I'm gonna wrap it up like this, because with me knowing that, with me knowing how loyal I am, shit like that, I'm not willing. It's almost how we talked about the job situation.
Oh, play the game.
Right. I'm making a lot less than I could be making right now, of
Right.
course. But it's because of the comfort that I have right now.
Right.
I know what to expect from you. It may not be a healthy
The
relationship.
devil that you know.
But I know what to expect from you. You know what to expect from me, and we're good with that.
Right.
But here's where shit gets tricky, right?
Yeah.
Once you throw a relationship into the game, now my loyalty has to shift from myself to the person that I'm with. Now don't think it stops there, right? Because the person that I'm with, like Mike was saying, their happiness lies on the direct things around them. So if I'm not involved in everything
package
directly around you to assist your happiness, I'm not there as loyal as I could be to you.
So what you're saying? Technically, what you're saying? If I'm not loyal to me, I'm not loyal
You gotta give a little to
For
to
myself.
get to
Correct,
myself.
but
I gotta show.
it's
self
also
love.
a question of
Right.
it's also a question of, are you too loyal to yourself and not loyal enough to your situation?
Well, and I'll actually take it just a step
You know what
further.
I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So what I will say is units like that, where the bond is stronger than probably you can realize, because honestly, like, my wife and her mom's bond is stronger than anything I can appreciate.
Right.
Listen,
And
I
you
don't,
need-
I don't want
Facts.
to ever take nothing from
Facts.
my girl's mom.
No, and I know you don't. What I am trying to say is, until you can display that you love her mom just
Right.
as much as you love her,
Right.
she is always going to see it not necessarily as a threat, but as a risk.
So it's
And
like,
until
I gotta
you can show-
I gotta show her that I gotta love her mom.
Absolutely. And I will tell you that from personal experience. And this is being married to a white woman with
Hey, listen,
a
I'm
mom who is
But that goes
beyond
back-
poor.
Hey, I understand what y'all saying. I understand what y'all saying. So listen what I'm saying right here.
Yeah.
I understand it. Her mom is an asshole, man.
But
I had no
so
problem.
so
And
Chris,
she knows
Chris,
this.
How
I
many
know.
moms aren't?
Chris, let me let
You
you
think she
in.
don't think like that sometimes?
But even Tina's mom, even Tina will be like, yo,
Right.
her mom is.
You
But
think she
but
don't
that's
think
the
like-
but that's the thing, is you have to realize that, like,
I just
and
realized.
and again, Shar, I love you, and you know I love your mom,
Yeah,
and you will
yeah,
and you will say the same thing, Shar. Shar's mom's a pain in the ass. And she will acknowledge it. Like tonight, she made my wife cry. She brought up a fucking miscarriage on her birthday.
That's terrible. Sorry.
But it's because it happened on her birthday last year. Like, it wasn't intentional.
Oh, this
But
it's still kind of fresh.
Right. So it's 1 year ago. But
Dang.
like
Hear that.
I mean,
at the same time, Claudia is not a bad woman.
I know what you mean when you said. I know what you're saying.
Mike, I know what you're saying too.
Especially
Right. And the whole thing is guess what? Like I said, it took me probably 2 years into our relationship and her mom living with us for 6 months to realize, like, oh, well, this wasn't part of the vows, but this was a package deal.
Right.
That's like when they say you're one family, you really have to be.
Listen,
And I am also fortunate that my mom is not part of this equation because my mom
Shout out Rita Barnes.
took care of herself and was in a position where my mom made enough money to be fine in retirement. She moved out to the left coast and is doing just fine.
I know that's
And I love you, Mom. I do. I understand that I have to take care of Claudia more than I'll ever have to probably take care of you, and I thank you for that.
Listen, she'll be running cross country.
Don't get it twisted.
Right.
The way
Don't
things
get it
going.
twisted. I love my girl's mom. I
Good.
love my girl's mom. But the thing is that
You just have to understand how deep that is.
Sometimes, man.
But here's the thing, Chris. Like, so to y'all's point, and I know you know this. What I'm about to say, you'll understand once I say it.
Yeah.
I am so sorry.
So like you gotta pick and choose your battles. Like, I'll just say like,
Hey, fucking
Mom, if
man.
you're watching, I love you, but you know I always keep it real. My mom is kind of
I
like,
gotta talk about you, my.
my mom.
We love you, Jeannie.
My mom is like that. You know, so my mom is like the overbearing mom. Like, has to be her way or the highway. Like no matter who I would be with, my mom would be like, find something about that woman. Like, this is not good enough.
There's a.
You know what I'm saying?
The thing I love about my girl is that she is loyal.
Right.
Loyal.
Right. So you gotta.
I don't gotta worry
So
about her.
shouldn't that be enough?
Exactly.
So shouldn't that be enough?
Exactly.
Because regardless of how hard it is with the fam, if she's loyal to you,
No, you're good. You guys
if she's loyal to you, then you got a squad. You know what I mean? Regardless of the family, if she's loyal to you, you got a squad.
Right.
Now listen, this is what I've learned, and this is not to take anything away from my daughter because she is absolutely perfect.
Love you, Karma.
All right.
Love you more.
That little girl.
But what it comes down to is this: when you choose to be with somebody, right? And this is another reason why I choose to be abstinent. If you
He made his choice.
Cliff is still searching on Tinder and various apps.
you thought, motherfucker, if Riri walked by me, I'd probably just smell her. That's enough.
Now I know he's lying.
Right. I also think that if he were actually on Tinder, he would have been kicked off by now for blowing girls
And one thing
off.
we talked about
Listen, I do that a lot. But what I'm getting at is this. This is what opened my eyes to really make me worry. Like, right? Because anybody that knows me knows I'm loose.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't necessarily mean that sexually. I've never.
No, I
I've
know.
never really
I know,
been-
but that's just how I took it.
Right.
Mike, that's what she said.
I've never really been loose sexually, but I am very open, is what I'll say. So with that being said, the more I thought about it, that's the perfect one, right? That's the perfect. But and once again, I would have prefaced this by saying nothing about my daughter, love her to death. But when I realized, and it hit me when we had that conversation with old girl Victoria.
Oh.
And Matt said it's about matching your traumas.
Yes, yeah.
And I thought about it, and I said,
Matt or Maddie, whatever they are going by today.
Matty Ice.
well, I whatever they, him, whatever, I respect.
Right.
But when he said that, my first thought was, that is correct, but it's also scary. Because when
Agreed.
you choose to lay with someone, what you're essentially doing what you're essentially doing is shuffling your deck. You start out with 52 cards, she starts out with 52 cards. Y'all fuck, those cards mix.
Right.
26.
Right. No.
Well, but
no.
that's the thing. It's not necessarily.
Listen, now I'm about to get there. 104, 104. 52 make 104.
Right.
Now listen, if y'all choose to conceive, those cards get shuffled by the creator, the Most High, right?
And Malcolm's assumption, based on his statement, was that it's 50-50.
No.
That's not guaranteed.
No, now that's the thing. That's the thing. They could get...
My son is 75-25.
Exactly.
Shar or you?
Oh, it's more Shar than me. Now,
Listen.
he's also lucky because he got this from me and
Right.
his mom's looks and personality.
Now that's what
And
I'm
she's
saying.
a much nicer and funnier person than I am.
Now that's what I'm saying.
Touche.
Once the big man or woman upstairs chooses to shuffle those cards,
Yeah, that's you.
it could be 30-22.
Right.
Nah.
It could be 40-12, right?
It's like a box of chocolates.
You don't know what you're getting right now. Now because y'all chose to attach to each other because your trauma is
Exactly.
matched. Listen, hold up. Because y'all chose to match with each other because your trauma's matched. Let's hope both of those trauma cards don't pulled.
come together. Right.
You feel me? Because they may get my trauma card and they may get their mom's trauma card, both in the same deck.
But
That's a problem.
what you have working in your favor at that point is
But
that
it's not
that's
helping.
nature versus nurture too.
Now you're right, but that's my thing.
Yeah.
Unless you know that young lady's parents,
you don't know what the nature
what-
side of the
you
equation
don't know what
is.
kind of cards you may be getting dealt. Now it starts to be a what's it called, the Miss Cleo, where they do the
Tarot
card.
reading.
Starts to become a tarot card reading because once you meet the parents, you can assume what cards may come out of her deck.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
what cards are available at that point.
Right. You don't know what you're gonna get.
But on both
Right.
sides, though. I do, because on both
But
sides.
you can guess what may come out of that deck
Right.
by meeting their parents.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's when it becomes scary because when you think about me, I've only had sex for my own personal, or I think she's fly, or I like her personality.
Right.
But am I thinking about what could come if a child is born?
Right. No.
And no, I don't. So now I'm at a point where it's like, just hold off because you're still not mature enough to make that decision because you're just thinking of it selfishly for yourself.
Right.
But when it comes down to it, is this someone you're attracted to that you could see yourself sleeping with? That if you fucked up, those cards
Can I
may
just say
deal
something?
all right?
Can I just say something? I love you.
I love you more.
Me too.
Shit, you speak some dude.
He
shit.
But that's where I'm at life, though. You'll get there.
I
You'll
respect-
get there.
But see, I respect that, though. Like,
Come
you're
after
not-
me.
You could be,
I'm a man. I'm 40.
well,
I heard it too.
you're picking it
Motherfucker.
like so you know.
I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to just have sex with a girl.
No,
because I'm attracted.
exactly. Yo, remember when you told me like you did not want to bless nobody with your shit?
Right. You don't deserve it.
You don't deserve it.
I had my dick all
Hey,
my
here's the
life. I know
thing.
it's
Here's the
worth.
thing. Hold on, no, but
I know
but let's keep it real though.
Fuck
keep
your
it-
mouth.
It's on
No,
sale.
let's keep it real though. Let's keep it real though. Like, I don't want to give no female my shit.
Right.
I don't.
Right.
So here's the thing. I love you. That's what it
Listen,
is.
you want to be on some real shit. Your mom may not deserve it.
Your mom, I don't deserve
You
it.
feel me? I'm fucking you, but your mom may not deserve me fucking you. You feel what I'm saying? Like honestly, you may not be the right person for me, right?
But that one person might be
And like we
for you.
discussed, I have to devote myself if I choose to be with you.
package deal.
Your
we said.
package,
It's
and
a
your
package
mom
deal.
may not deserve my dick.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it jokingly, but I'm being real.
No. Okay.
You may not deserve to be included into my family, into my loyalty,
Right.
what comes with me.
Right.
And I can't trust myself to make that decision logically enough.
You hold on, wait.
to-
All right, this is where I'm going to ask you. You feel like you don't feel like you could make that?
No, not at the moment. I can't. Because the next fat ass and pretty eyes that walk past me, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I need that. But that doesn't mean that
Doesn't mean you need
decks
that.
align. That doesn't mean that our
It doesn't
blackjack
mean that you
table
need it.
is set
It
right.
doesn't mean that you need it.
And I'm
That's
smart
just
enough
that-
to know let that
Well, you
go.
missed your opportunity at the wedding because Dex would have been lying for you because you see how I am.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Listen, them decks, boy. Let's be honest. I don't want to be involved in your family.
Oh shit!
Cliff doesn't want to admit that he wants to be a real cousin. He doesn't want to be.
No.
Wait.
I don't know about that.
I was at the wait. I was at the bachelor party. Which one was the real cousin?
No, she wasn't there. She's at the wedding. My cousin.
He was there too. Didn't you come to the?
I didn't go to the wedding.
Come to the wedding.
No, I didn't come to the wedding.
I got yelled at because I wasn't at the reception. Now I did come to the after party out in fucking
And
where the fuck we were.
by the
Fucking,
way-
I just paid that ticket last.
By the way, everybody. By the way, everybody. Mike came to my bachelor party.
Hey, Mike, that wasn't shit. You did football. You did football. It's out of question.
Right.
But by the way, Mr. Michael Reggie came to my bachelor party weekend and brought me 2 bottles.
Don't snitch the.
yeah, and I took one back because
and
y'all didn't
taking one
fucking
back.
take any of them.
Yeah.
And by the way, what's he wearing?
only drank out
Pause. What is he wearing right now? The other part of his fucking bachelor party gift.
That's true. I'm repping my extra large. I'm repping my XL.
Steal a bottle from him.
Right. Mike, look, Mike, I owe you on a bottle. That's okay.
I mean, you can. I mean, next time you come over, you don't have to bring any drink. I'll have a drink for you. How about that?
Okay, look.
Deal?
Are you still, Mike? Are you still going through them for drinks at times? Is it Echo?
It is Echo Distillery. I haven't been over there recently. I mean, honestly, like, I got a little bit of a discount on the first one, and everything after that was I just like their shit. So it wasn't like I was getting anything like free from them or anything. I got a discount.
Right. Sometimes
But-
who you know rather than.
Yeah, no, and that's the way it works. And I mean, honestly, outside of that, like, that's part of the reason why I want to get businesses on here.
Hey, that's what I told you.
I understand. We will get you dude on.
Sponsor.
For sure.
Sponsors.
For sure.
Yeah, we need to. We need to.
Well, and honestly, that was part of the goal with getting. So
Hold up, but I'm gonna tell you right now.
go for it.
I'm gonna tell you right now. My dude is.
You got to pull the
legit.
mic.
My dude
See,
is
you set the
legit.
mic away, and you got to put it close to you again. You good,
All right,
Chris?
All right.
Thank you.
So I want you to know, though, I do got somebody for you, though. His name is Inky James.
Okay.
He is a nasty ass side 2 artist. And like I said, shit, that's all I'm saying. Like, Cliffy was like, I was like, when y'all gonna have me back on here? So, you feel me? Like, come on, bro.
No, I hear you. And I mean, the other side of that is you also have to get that we've got a couple of different shows going on now. So obviously Malcolm is a co-host on the Hit the Showers podcast, which is doing what, 2 or 3 episodes a week at this point is what it seems
Yeah,
like.
Chris got me working overtime, but I've been yet to be paid for that yet. So I'm still
Well,
waiting on the overtime.
Well, guess
check.
what, motherfucker? There's no paychecks in this company yet.
Right. But at least a meal or 2
Hey, I'm gonna do this. Hey. Boom. Yo. Hey, check my home. Hey, check my homeboy Inky James out. I'ma have him on this motherfucking podcast soon. And guess what? It's gonna pop.
There you go.
My dude got a whole Hey,
Yeah.
It's a secret.
I'ma have y'all.
It is a secret.
Keep that
I'ma have
secret
y'all hooked up. I'ma have. And he's a local. Exactly. Ohio artist.
He is a local.
Savage, and let's do this shit.
He do tattoos and more, or just tattoos?
He does tattoos and.
What would and more entail?
Well, you know, I mean, I know a lot of tattoo
That's what I'm saying. I can do this.
All right, Tekashi, motherfucker.
No, Tekashi. We don't fuck with rats. We don't fuck with rats. But I do.
That was a joke.
I got a legitimate
But, I
tattoo
mean,
artist.
Like other art, like do he paint? Like I know a lot of tattoo artists that
Oh,
paint
he does
inside.
everything. He does everything.
We might have to do a little cipher, a little smoke and paint session.
Hey, we can do that right now, because let me tell you something, bro. Your freestyles ain't better than mine.
Oh, you crazy.
Oh, he means rapping.
Listen.
Oh, he don't.
Oh, he does
pay
rapping
for-
too. He does rapping
Hold
too.
on, is that what you meant? You meant
That's
pay
what he
for
meant,
rock
my
and
nigga.
roll.
Ain't you games?
I think Chris meant rapping.
Yeah, that's what he meant. He don't even know
Oh no, I was talking about the whole nine. I was talking about the whole nine.
Oh, he said
Right.
rapping and painting. He said, I'm freestyling.
Listen,
Rapping, painting,
Well,
art.
I put
everything.
mine up against whomever.
Listen, you still ain't had no lemon pepper wing yet.
Nah, I don't need them right now.
Okay.
I
Well,
don't live in
cool.
Pharaoh.
That's what keeps you revitalized.
Listen, I'm good, baby. I'm in this bitch. But what were we talking about before we left?
Listen, we was talking about
Relationship
everything.
shit.
Yeah, but we never
Fuck all that, man.
we never did get into this Mountains of Gold. I'm sitting looking at the subtitle, Mountains of Gold.
Yeah, no, we gonna get to that. I'm waiting for Mike to get to that because
I had 3 beers.
I got something to say about that specific topic.
What?
But in the
You got
meantime,
you got a specific topic.
yeah, we gonna get into. I'm waiting for Mike for that. The Mountains of Gold shit. You ain't heard about that?
Tell me about it.
No.
I'm gonna
We
tell
need
you
to find
about
out
it.
there. We need to go.
We gonna talk about it, but right now, just understand that we've been giving y'all Mountains of Gold. You just didn't accept it as such. And now that motherfuckers actually got Mountains of Gold, we gonna talk about it.
By the way, Robin Hood, y'all got fake Mountains of Gold, and I'm not messing with y'all no more. I'm closing my account, and I'm done with y'all.
I've been closed mine.
I'm done
But
with
y'all
y'all.
try to
fuck with
play
my
you,
brother,
if
I'ma
you
kick
got
y'all's
so
ass.
much money, they won't. I think they only let you get intervals of 5.
Right, I'm not.
So I still got 450 that I had to invest in something else just to get 5 to take out to close my account.
Yeah, I'm not messing with
But the Mountains of Gold is what these motherfuckers been asking me about.
So you gonna tell him or what?
So
Or are we supposed to keep that a secret?
I guess we supposed to keep it a
Let me hear the
secret.
intro, because I'm about to listen. I have to have 3 beers, so you know what I mean.
That
Oh,
pisses-
so you know he's done.
Well, the
He's
intro
very
is
street, but I wanna hear
in the Congo. They found a village that has a whole mountain full of gold. Like
Correct. They found a mountain full of gold, not necessarily a
village.
village. Was it in the village?
yeah, it was in the specific village. But yeah, it is a mountain of gold. But like they were in the article, they were saying is this like an extension of Atlantis? I think they were just bullshitting. But it is literally a full mountain, and under the rock is all gold, like to the point that the villagers are like literally carrying out buckets full of gold from their village.
Well, let's go.
Well, see, here's the thing, because we talked about that. Well, me and Mike talked about it. The very next day, they dropped the stock on gold. So
Oh,
now-
see, I said that as a joke. Did that actually happen?
Oh, did it?
Oh, see,
Well, I know it had been dropping.
Well, it had been,
It had
but
been
I
dropping.
wonder if those two things are related.
Yeah, I just-
They probably
I
are.
just assumed when you said that, I actually thought it was serious because I knew that gold had been dropping before they found it. But I was
Well,
thinking,
now I gotta look it up.
that makes a lot of sense. Now that they found it, they dropped it even more. Makes sense. Now, if they did, I'ma feel a certain way.
Well, I actually I said it as a
Hey,
joke, so let me
hey.
find.
I just assumed it. Assumed it was.
My brother be making shirts, bro.
I know that's right.
No cat. Hey,
He on
hit
both
my-
mics.
Hit my brother up, bro. Fuck you talking about, bro?
That
Nah,
motherfucker
nigga.
is nice.
Fuck you talking about, bro?
Oh, okay, alright. So, who made that for you?
It actually
You know, I already know it's good.
so what's fucked up is the day that I think the video was posted, it dropped 20-30%, but 3 days later it rebounded.
Okay.
So obviously maybe it wasn't enough to actually change anything.
Was it a Tuesday?
Looks like it was the 12th.
Hey,
12th of February?
Yeah.
Mike, what's up?
What's up?
I want to talk about some real. I want to talk about some.
I mean, we've been talking about real shit all day,
I know
and
we
specific to you, motherfucker.
I ain't gonna lie. I like this little podcast.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Like, subscribe,
Friday.
but
Like and subscribe.
hey, do that.
That's a Friday.
Do that,
Okay.
Mike. You got a good thing going on, man.
I mean, I do what
You
I
got
can.
you got a good thing going on, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. No,
I appreciate
no problem. No
Mountains of Gold is over.
Nah, not at all.
still talking about it, though.
So
I
it's
wanted
in
to
Atlantis.
know about the stocks.
The stocks in gold.
Yeah,
Hey, stocks and
as
gold,
long as it
let me
went
tell
back
you,
up,
the
it's
stocks
cool.
and gold.
But I'm wondering.
But it did. So what I think, because that video dropped mid-February, right? I know
I don't
you
know
just.
the exact date. I don't know the exact date, but
What I'm guessing is by the time it hit World Star,
Right,
it was probably a week or two after the
right,
fact.
maybe even more.
And so gold markets dipped mid-February,
right.
but came right back. So my gut is that it wasn't enough to actually shake the world markets,
Right.
but it was probably enough to make a nice dime for the village.
Unless it's not even done.
Well, and maybe they did a good job of cutting it off at that point.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this.
Wakanda forever.
You took the words out of my mouth. But what I say is what the Great Gold Rush is 76, the Great Gold Rush is 49,
Right.
and those were all here.
Hence
in
the
United-
49ers.
right here in the United States.
Now,
Now,
let me tell you
I didn't
something. You
know
gotta take that
Yeah.
motherfucking Buffalo
49ers
Bills.
and the 76.
Say nah.
Well, 76 was in the year of the independence,
I didn't know that.
Right.
whatever. But
Hating on my hat. Fuck
But
you,
what I'm getting
Chris.
I know, nigga.
what I'm getting at is this:
Hey, tell you, verse.
is that we all know when it comes to history, we
White
said-
people, we write all this shit.
Well, here's what I'm getting
Make
at.
the-
Oh, okay.
We said it's circular.
It is.
Right.
Ragnarok.
The world-
Ragnarok
so-
is all
right,
about
right.
a circular.
So understand. In order for white folks to be running the world, there was a point where blacks were as well. Right.
Yeah, that was no.
Egyptian.
It wasn't even Harriet Tubman. It was
Wait.
pre-civilization
Right,
is what white people would tell you.
Right. But the
Right.
the pyramids and all that tell you different. But what I'm saying is, in order for that clock to shift, something has to take place, right? Now, just because that clock shifts doesn't mean that all the civilization that happened at 6 o'clock isn't still there at 12 o'clock.
But that's the whole point with like the chronology of something like Star Trek, right?
Right.
Is that you hit a point in human civilization probably in the next 20 to 50 years where either we've destroyed ourselves or aliens have given us something to rally around.
Bring me a great
You
point.
believe in that? You believe in that?
You bring
Absolutely.
up a great point.
UFOs, Chris.
He brings up a great
I
point.
You believe in that? Y'all
Yes,
believe in that?
I do.
I do
And
too.
We're gonna,
I do not.
Well, we're
I do
gonna
not
get there.
believe
We're
in
gonna
that.
get there.
I do not believe
Area
in that.
52.
who the fool that believes in the
Oh no!
Mighty
Yeah.
Red Raiders. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong. I'm on the
you
wrong
fucked up.
button. God damn
But
it!
what I'm getting at is
Who's the more
what I'm
foolish,
getting at
the
is
fool or the
because,
fool who follows him?
right, to Western civilization doesn't mean that everything that has existed before disappeared, right?
Agreed.
Now, the thing is that we know that there's shit up under the layers of earth that we have, right? So we don't know that Africa wasn't made of, it didn't have civilizations made of gold like Atlantis,
Right.
right? And we don't know that they're not finding this right now as we speak. So what I'm saying is there's always, since it's secular, right, there's going to be a time where it shifts from white folks and goes back down to color.
It doesn't have to do nothing but white folks.
You said what?
Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying it has nothing to do about white folks.
It has everything. Everything ever has to do with white folks.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Say what you saying?
Here's the thing. I'm at the point like where me and my beliefs. Alright. White people run the world. White people run the world. Alright, bet.
We like
That
to
don't
think
mean
we
that
do.
don't mean that we can't.
Right.
That don't mean that we can't control what the fuck goes on. But here's the thing. it can't still literally stop us from how we thinking.
Well, that's what I'm getting at, and I don't think you were listening.
I believe in free world.
In the free world?
I believe in free world. I believe in free world.
And you are, how old are you again? Like 24? What, 26? All right.
I believe in free world. I believe in, you know what? And this point
You're
of
still
days,
about the
and
age
this
where
point
that
of
makes
days,
sense.
And this point of days, hold up, now let's keep it real. In this point of days, there ain't no motherfucking reward order. It is what we do. It is literally at this point in time. It's literally what's gonna happen.
But
Hold on, it's what the fuck is gonna happen. We either got one or two options: accept what the fuck we got, or accept what the fuck we got.
He ain't wrong.
Right. You're right.
He ain't wrong.
No, I think you're dead wrong.
Am I lying? Oh, I'm dead wrong.
I
Tell
think
me
you're
how I'm dead wrong.
Because
Go ahead.
I feel like accepting what we got is the reason why the progress is.
We're not where we are.
Right.
But let me tell you something. Alright, my nigga said this. Alright, Jimmy Redbeard, boy, another tattoo artist. No, another tattoo artist. He said this. He
Oh,
said this. He
shit.
said this. He
Here
said
we go
this.
again.
Why are we taking 2 steps ahead if we're gonna take 10 steps back?
Because that's the way life works.
True. So here's the thing. What you gonna do with it? What you gonna do with it?
Because he doesn't know shit.
Nah, what you gonna do with it?
Keep fighting. That's what you do, right?
And that's all you can do.
Right.
Hold on, no, don't get it twisted.
Right.
I'm all for you. But guess what? We only have a certain. We only have
What
a
amount of
certain
time?
Shoot the J.
And you're going back to my clock analogy.
Alright, we taking 10 steps.
Listen, what did they say in the Bible?
What
What did they say in the Bible? And I even feel bad quoting it because as anybody that knows me knows, I don't really rock with the Bible like that. I don't I don't. I rock with religion, or I rock with spirituality. I don't rock with religion. But what I'm saying is, look at the Bible. In the Bible, they say the meek shall inherit the earth. Now, what that means?
That's bullshit.
Now, listen. What that means is, now it does sound like bullshit to what we know currently living, right? Listen though. But if you know the clock, the hands never stop moving.
Right.
Exactly.
So while you think you're stuck in your place of power, those hands are still moving. So eventually,
I just watched a fucking movie about that. It's literally that nigga kept going through the same goddamn thing.
You talking about dude from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Andy Samberg?
No.
That's not.
No.
That
It's
was a good
literally
one.
you're
Not
going
talking
through
about Palm
hell.
Springs.
You're going through
That was
hell.
a good one.
You're going through hell. You're going through hell. It's the same thing. Like, you don't understand what you go through. Think about it. Man, listen, bro. We go through the same goddamn bullshit. Think about it.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Well, I'll say
Hold on,
this.
think about it. No. We're like,
Right.
all right. Let's get down to the point. Let's get down to the point.
Only put the twisted D down.
Oh yeah. Y'all done.
Oh, shit.
Tell me
Here we
something.
go again.
All right. So here's the thing. We literally live in a circle.
Shoot the J.
Right.
Circle.
Right. It's repetitive.
So here's the thing. No matter what, we gonna still live in that circle, right?
Right.
Prove to me you're not.
No,
listening.
I'm not. And this is the point I'm proving.
Shoot
I don't
the
even
J.
gotta say nothing.
Shit,
I don't even gotta say nothing.
Right, 'cause
I
I
don't
already
gotta
said
say
it.
nothing. I don't gotta say nothing.
I already
what we
said
living in?
it.
Guess what? We living in a circle.
Right.
What we gonna do? The thing that we gonna have to keep doing is living what's better for us.
Fuck your couch, nigga.
Every single step that we take, every single thing that we fucking do, we gotta make ourselves better. I mean, even if we fuck up,
Right.
man, we gonna fuck
But see,
up.
once
We
again,
gonna-
you're-
it's
you're looking
it's
at
in
it
our
from-
genetics. It's on our genetics.
You're looking at it from your perspective.
No,
though.
I'm not looking at my perspective. I'm just looking at human,
Right, but-
human instincts. We're gonna fuck up.
Right. The reality to your reality are two different things, though, is what I'm explaining to you. Okay. Now, we were on the same page when we said the circular shit. Right, because you're right. There's no way to escape that. You can't break off the path and go into a line. No, this is the way the world is. That's why they say karma comes around and goes around. Because we're in a circle, right?
What happens?
So right now, we're at the top of the circle, right? But like I said, on that clock, those hands keep spinning. So once that clock changes from 12 to 6, we have then changed who's on top. You feel what I'm saying? Then that listen. Then that Western dynasty or white dynasty or whatever you want to call it changes. It changes. It's no longer on top anymore because we're now at 6 instead of 12. Right? Which means it goes back in a circle. So there's going to be a time where white people aren't on top, which is what they're preparing for currently. They don't want to give...
Well, no, that's the whole reason for Trump, if you believe it, is the snapback from having a black man in charge of the free world.
I'm so tired of hearing about white people.
Listen, I am...
Me too! Oh, wait.
I am too.
Don't talk about us anymore. We want to operate in the background.
But you can't, because now the Mexicans are at 3 o'clock. You feel me? It's going to be a point for them too. The Aztec, that was their civilization. There's always a point. There's basically the clock is different races, and there's going to be a point where each one has their chance to be on top. Now, the reason why the white race struggles to let the others in place is because they've been on top for so long, they can't see it being any other way. But that's not the way the clock works, as we know.
So you trying to say that the white people, technically what you said is white people
are trying to stay on top, which is why they stop.
But that's not the case. Because
yes, we are.
White people also want to try to be like us.
But that's assimilation so that we can stay on top.
So Rob said, so I'm looking in the chat. Rob said to give, I'm guessing he means Chris, he said give him some time. He'll come to understand the world is not ours at all. He said our timelines are all intertwined. Fate is inevitable.
Right. And that's exactly what I'm saying. You can't stop the clock from moving, no matter how much. Listen, have you ever been in a situation, you might as well, where you were having the time of your life, whether you were out at a bar or club, whatever the case may be, and you're looking at the clock and you see 1:45 and you're like, fuck. And you look at the clock and it says 2 and you hear the bartender say last call and you're like, God damn, I don't want this time to end. Then you look at the clock and it says 2:30 and they're like, everybody out of the door.
Right.
Yeah. There is no way to stop that.
Nope,
that is the way life works.
That's how it is.
So you enjoy the position you have while you have it. And I mean, the idea is to do your best to make sure everybody has the chance to have that as well. So everybody looks at it as equal. But the issue is that...
The thing that I want to... Alright, here's what I'm trying to say. Fuck everything that's going on. The only thing that I literally care about is that I only give a fuck about, we only live one life.
Right.
I need the motherfucking agents to realize. I need the motherfucking...
We back! Full circle! Wait!
Racism in general.
Let's get real.
It's not
Let's get real. Like, bro, we are here.
Malcolm knows.
We are here for one purpose and one purpose only. To make sure that mankind fucking loves each other, bro.
You're right. And that's
honestly, if you want to be real, bro,
in a very simplistic way, you're absolutely correct.
Foolproof, fucking
You're
Baylor,
absolutely
fuck
correct.
you. And fuck me.
That is the
and
truth.
fuck
In a
everybody.
very simplistic
That
way,
is
that
fucking
is the truth.
bullshit.
But it's
I'm tired of this bullshit.
It's not as simple as it sounds.
I'm tired of this bullshit. I am literally tired of black on black. I am tired of fucking white on white. I am tired of niggas saying, oh, I don't like this white motherfucker because this shit. Nah.
Well,
nigga,
see, what you got to understand also is that this is the breakthrough. Like we talked about last time, we're in the overcorrection era. So people understand that something's wrong They just haven't put their finger on it yet. That's why they're pointing at Dr. Seuss and Gina Carano. But what it really comes back to is yourself.
Yeah, it does.
Because even
guess what?
even
At the end
as
of the
black
day,
folks, there's
we
things
are
can do better
encouraging
as
that
well.
shit. We encouraging that shit. We are encouraging that shit.
I mean, I agree
We are.
I agree in a roundabout kind of way.
I hear what you're saying.
But
Hey, my dude said this shit. Jimmy Redbeard, and I'm gonna
the
put
pirate.
This. Hey.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Arr.
He said this shit. He said, you know what? We over here exactly. Y'all don't understand that we are really feeding into this racist bullshit. We really are.
Jimmy Redbeard is a white dude.
Has to be
You know,
with the
he's
red
a
beard.
He's a white dude.
That's
He's a
all
white
right,
dude.
right.
He's a white
Jimmy
dude.
Redbeard.
You don't have a red beard
That's-
unless you're
listen,
white.
that-
Just saying.
Because,
But no. Stop. Because it's my boy.
it don't matter if it's your boy.
But hold on,
Only a white
here's
dude would say something
here's
like
the thing that he understands, and I fuck with him for that. We are all the same goddamn thing.
Right, but see, but that it's almost humorous to hear somebody that coming from a white dude. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
It is. But let me tell you something. It don't matter.
Because listen, it's not give you a Blackbeard. Now we all know a pirate named Blackbeard, right?
Shout out Root Beer
The
Float.
most what you said,
Shout out Root Beer Float.
listen,
That's the Blackbeard.
Is it the most? You said Blackbeard. The most infamous pirate, the chase down of all everybody wanted Blackbeard, not Redbeard, right?
Yeah.
So give Redbeard a Blackbeard and see if he still feels that way.
Let me ask you something. Even if he did that, he's still looking for one purpose.
Right, and we all are looking for one purpose, but the difference is the lenses that we're looking through.
Are different.
Man.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
why Redbeard could never say, shut the fuck up. Because you're not looking through my lenses.
Right.
You're looking through your own lenses, a lens of privilege,
Right.
mind you.
Right.
Now, it'd be different if you were looking from the bottom of the bottle
But
up
here's the
through
thing,
the
but
cap.
here's the thing,
You're
also-
looking at, but he's looking at the bottle from the neck down. You feel what I'm saying? He's looking at the liquid in it. We're looking from the bottom up.
And
Those
so
are two different views.
And so chiming in with that, Uncle Dan chiming in, the idea that if you wait, your time will just come is a dangerous
honestly,
one.
No, I don't
If
agree
you
with that either.
don't work for change, shut the fuck up. Don't blame a whole other group for your stagnation.
Hold up. Don't blame a whole nother.
Shout out Uncle Dan.
Right.
Nah, that's Redbeard shit. That's Redbeard shit.
Uncle Dan, we have to
No,
turn
That's
on.
Redbeard,
okay.
because we just talked about it at the beginning of the podcast. How did the Chinese people get into LA and get all of the fucking business loans to have shops in black neighborhoods? It's not.
They were set up. It was
It's
set
not
up.
that easy to where you can just be like, I'm black. I can go to a bank and get. No, it doesn't work that way.
That's not how it works. I hear you.
So you can't just say blaming. Yeah, you can.
So Rob chiming in. Go ahead, Malk.
He said, we as a civilization need racism to exist. It keeps us conscious and will, with time, fade the barriers between minorities and majorities.
Tribalism.
Because sooner or later, minorities won't be so minor.
Right.
That's what we're
Which
talking
is
about.
almost where we're at. And I actually
100%.
think y'all gonna hate me for this,
What?
but I think that's a good place to start to wrap it up. So, Mr. Jordan,
Anything you want to say to the
anything you want to
Asians
say to
before
close it out?
before you leave?
Did I do anything wrong?
No, you didn't.
Fuck
do that.
all of them.
You spoke your mind is what you did.
Alright.
And what it comes down to is, this is what I will say. And this is especially if anybody outside in your specific area is watching. What it comes down to is a conversation between you and someone else personally.
Anyway.
Right? Now, what you did was commendable because you had that conversation with everyone, not
Agreed.
just the 4 people in this room. So, regardless of anybody looking at you as wrong,
Yeah, I'm not wrong.
And
not.
but
You
what
can
I will
adjust your
It's
views.
that one saying where I forgot what the fucking movie was called. Even if I'm right,
I know the movie you're talking about. He said, even if I'm
Even
right,
if I'm-
he said,
even if
I'm
I'm
right.
wrong,
I'm
It
right.
was Terrence Howard.
Even if
It was
I'm
Terrence
wrong.
Howard. He
even
said,
if I'm wrong, I'm right.
With
Yeah,
50
Richard
Cent,
Not
he
Trying.
picked him
He
up
did
from
say that.
jail.
He did,
Get
yeah.
Richard
Because
Not
at the
Trying.
same time,
And
it's
Even
true.
if I'm wrong, I'm right because I could have been wrong.
Right.
but the flip
But then
side of all
right.
of that
That's a great movie. Bro.
is you do have to realize you are not just in a relationship with
I'm
your
not-
wife.
I'm not.
You are in
I
a
do,
relationship
I
with
do.
her family.
That loyalty is wider now.
I want to give, for one, I want to give this man my shout out.
I appreciate it.
That's
So
what's
I'm
up.
going to do that for one. And for
That's what's
two,
up.
one, look him up on here. Should be 6. I got tattoos on the way, bro. Hit me the fuck up. I got you.
Good
And
shit.
then, shit, I got a lot of shit coming on the way. So all I need you to do is tune in to my boy right here, Mike. Tune in to me. And guess what? We gonna fuck some shit up. Nigga. I'm not playing with y'all niggas. I ain't playing with y'all niggas.
And
We got
then
some shit gone.
Malk, what you got?
If y'all haven't already tried Wingstop, definitely try Wingstop.
Hey, get that.
He been
get
eating them
that-
wings all night.
Like, share,
This cheap
subscribe.
ass nigga.
Cliff's the hater. Like, share, subscribe.
He's a fat
Foolproof Entertainment Network. And tune in weekly, daily. And by the way, Hit the Showers will be on tomorrow.
That's right.
At approximately what time, Cliff? We're going to go for...
What time you need?
6:30.
Let's do 6:30.
We're going to go for 6:30. Tune in tomorrow for the sports podcast as well.
We also have we're gonna cover off on what NFL and Adesanya. We're gonna talk a little bit about
It's tomorrow at
JJ.
10. It's tomorrow at 10.
It is.
Is it at 10
It's
p.m.?
at 10. I looked at it.
Yeah.
It's on
Damn.
ESPN Plus. We got to pay for it, but it's at 10.
You got to give me a call because if she goes to bed early,
I'm coming.
come over and let's watch it, and we'll hop on.
By the way, I'm tired of everything always happening when I'm out of town. I feel like Mike and Cliff are doing this strategically.
That's
It's
a
not
different
our
story.
fault. We don't. Trust me. If we could control the fights, they wouldn't be fucking happening at 2:00 in the fucking morning.
Get your queen a car.
Well, you know what? Speaking of that, I'll wrap it up with this. We talked about package deal and loyalty. We talked about you date the woman, the mom, the dad, the granny, the sister.
That don't mean you can't
All
drive.
of it.
I mean, there ain't nothing available.
That don't mean you can't drive yourself.
That's true.
But
got some Asians
myself,
on
I
deck.
will say
Thank you, Malcolm, for joining us. Chris, for joining us. Go ahead, Cliff. What do you got to take us out?
I love egg rolls and wonton chicken.
I bet you do.
I prefer General Tso's chicken, but
Listen,
yes.
you just
General
get the
Tso's,
fuck
I'm with
I
you.
prefer fun.
Stop. I'm more of a beef and broccoli kind of guy, but
Makes sense.
Y'all silly.
Hey,
But,
I love this podcast. Hey, we out here lit.
I love
That's all
y'all.
the fuck
Everybody
going on.
be safe. Love everybody, regardless of race, gender, color, creed, or identification. And rep the squad, man.
Foolproof.
No
Well,
doubt. So
Well,
with
we
that, thank you all for joining us tonight. This has been Do Fools Agree. I'm your host, Michael Reggie. You can find us at FoolproofNet on most major social media networks. Kicking off here by the end of the month, we will be spinning up our Patreon. And so if you're interested and want to see more content like this, you can always throw us a couple dollars. We appreciate it. And if you don't want to wait for the Patreon, check it out at streamlabs.com/foolproof entertainment. As always, this has been Do Fools Agree. We appreciate you. Peace out, fools. Thank you.
And love your mothers.
Amen.
And the Asians.
I love that.
Them too.
Hey,